Okay, here we go. So, the weirdest thing has occurred. I got sleep last night. I am unsure what to make of this. I don't know what this means. I don't know what this means, but for somehow I got sleep last night, and this is not a normal thing for me. I specifically am bad at sleeping. It's like the thing that I am literally the worst at. I actually have no idea how people sleep normally. I still gray parse sleep, single digit parse. I can play World of Warcraft, but I absolutely single digit gray parse sleep. It's unbelievable. All right, let me see who wants to do some keys, and then we'll send some. I have a big key in my bag. I got 23 streets. When I can find it. Hold up. Gotta clean up these bags. Holy. Wait. Oh, wait. No, I didn't open my vault. Oh, so I'll only have like a 21 or a 22. That's right. It's vault. Is vault still a thing? Oh, it is a thing. Okay. You fell asleep before you went. Oh, so yesterday I just did a kick only stream. Yesterday I was only on the other platform. I was not on this main stream. I was making the paladin content and stuff and getting distracted talking to people. Yeah. Hey, Sam. All right, here we go. A big Guardian Druid Keys. You want to do any keys, Sam? We got a DPS spot open. I think we're going to do like 22, 23-ish or something like that, though. Wasn't it later, though? I sent something out in Discord, at the very least. But sometimes it doesn't always go through. I don't know. All right, so hold up. We got to get a key. I, in fact, do not have 23 streets. I had it yet last week. So I think 21 or something, though. Yeah, would you like to? Yeah, come. Do I still get to choose a vault? Does it matter? Do I need any of this? No, I guess we'll just take tokens for gold. Hey, noob, how's it going? Hello. Good morning to you. Good morning. All right, so I have 22 Dawn. I got 22 Dawn now. 22 Dawnbreaker. Good morning. Hey, Lou. Carry your scrub mage. I tell you what, if we do lower keys later, absolutely. But I think right now we got big keys. We got 22s in the bags. They're not too bad right now, but they're still. We will require the focus. Oh, Sam. If Sam wants to come, sure we win. All right, but. I got good. Okay. Yo, what's up, Ginger? By the way, did you like the stream that you had tuned into the other day when we were just touring somebody's house in World of Warcraft? Yo, hey, Michael. Good content. Thank you for the videos. You're welcome. Thank you for enjoying the videos. I'm glad you like my content. I was really thinking about it because there's so many different ways to make WoW stuff. It's a state of druids. It's not squishier, it's just different. And there are still many different ways to play it. Hey, good morning, Dusk. Yo, thanks for all your help. Love your stuff. You're welcome. I'm glad you like this stuff. The house content was good. I really liked that day. I thought that was actually so funny. All right, so we got big keys. We're going to decide exactly what we're doing with these big keys. I am unsure as of right now exactly what the plan is for today. But I really like that day too. I was in the process of editing it, but, you know, it's not like I don't like content made from it. Fair enough. Personally, don't play. I just don't like it. You know what? That's absolutely fair. I love World of Warcraft. Gotta be my absolute favorite game, right? Obviously. But there's so many different ways to play it, and it's so interesting, you know? It seems like the damage is lagging behind. If you're playing the build that I'm going to play today, it will lag behind. You can do something that is a little bit more competitive, but also when we get our Apex talent and bug fixes, Guardian Druid will do a lot more, though. Gotta do the Twilight Hand Cultist Quest Chain. Silly new title. Is that... Wait a second. Cultist Quest Chain. I vaguely remember this. Some memory is being unlocked somewhere in here. All right, bet. Let's get people going. We got Arson, the Giga Warlock, of course. A big Warlock player. We're going to play with some friends. Definitely not a cult. Is the title definitely not a cultist? That's kind of interesting, though. Ginger, I don't know. That was the first day that I had ever toured homes. I had never, Yeah, that's actually a cool title. Yeah, I'd never toured homes before. Your videos helped me a lot after coming back from a 10-year break. Yo, Michael, question. I don't know if I asked you this before, but what got you to come back? 10 years is a long time to take off WoW. And I'm always curious because people take time off WoW, yeah? Cartman, have you ever taken a break? Lou, have you ever taken a break from WoW? Like, what are your opinions on breaks from World of Warcraft? I think 22 Dawn kind of sucks. What do we have? Let me see. What key we got? What keys we got total? 22 Dawn seems... Ew. I feel like I would rather re-roll that one, but we can do it if need be, though. Moth through Dragonfly didn't play 12 years. Okay, 12 years, long time. Palliator, good morning. Early morning from Belgium. Early morning for you, indeed, indeed. Have you ever taken a break from WoW? Like, I've taken 2 breaks, basically. You have 24 Dawn. Yeah, let's stick with 22 to start. Warm up key. We got a warm up key though. Let's warm up with some 22s before we go 24 maybe, and then we'll see how that ends up going. From WoD to season 3 of Dragonflight. That's a long time as well. What caught you? What brings you back? If you took that long of a break, my question for you is what brought you back? Uddles. Yo, what's up, Uddles? I'm gonna lurk through. Got quite a bit of work today. Good luck. What do you do for work, Ginger? Out of curiosity. Have an awesome stream. Thank you, Ginger. I appreciate it. You have an awesome stream as well. The keys doesn't work anymore. You heard of... What's up, Zarkin? I play WoW for... You heard of 18-6 intermittent fasting. I play WoW for 6 months, then take 18 months off. Do you really, Zarkin? Do you actually? That's kind of funny, though. Wait. You play... You play WoW for 6 months, and then take 18 months off. So we have 22 Priory Streets and whatever. Good morning from Denmark. Good morning, Danny. It's very early in EU. Are you guys up at just casually? It's like, what, 6, 7 a.m. for you guys? Do you guys get up at 6 or 7 a.m.? What do we need anything, though? All right, 22 streets. Easy warm-up. Easy warm-up key. Dad life? Ah, the children. The spawn, indeed. I understand now. What's up, Codeine? What a name. What a name. How we doing? Pretty good. About to do some. We're deciding what key to do. I think we're starting with 22 streets. Your band breaking up is what brought you back to WoW. That makes sense. Like different times in your life, you're busy and then not. I saw Hollowfall in some beta play and immediately bought early access. Hollowfall the zone got you into WoW? Like that's what got you, Lou? That's very interesting. Bear Gaming tonight? Indeed. I played Vanilla, Mop, and Kata and then split, not by choice, till about a month ago. The recent release of content allowed for more soloist play. That's a good point, though. And a buddy of mine who played Vanilla, as we got talking about what memories. That's the thing with WoW that I swear no other game has this level of nostalgia, where if you just literally talk about WoW in a social context, you have this desire to play it. Like, that's the thing about WoW. It's just so crazy. Yeah, RuneScape, maybe. I guess RuneScape does this, though. You know? So the recent release, though, I'm not gonna lie, if I had my original guild back from Vanilla, that's, I think... Okay, so I toured somebody's house, by the way. The Pally Min-Max video was super good. Glad you liked it. Bro discovered addiction. Somebody's name is... They're talking to me on the YouTube chat, and their name is Codeine. This is funny. Night shift, but yeah. Gotcha. And then Mop and then break until War Within. I think that this is so interesting that everyone who plays WoW has effectively taken a break at some point in their life. I actually do think that's interesting. That's what started it all. It's just this game has so much magic and stuff. Like that's the real thing is that this World of Warcraft just has so much magic to it. I think the only game that can kind of compete is maybe like an old school RuneScape. I could see old school RuneScape being another thing like that. Yesterday, I got my signed contract for a new job. Hey, okay. I will not only make more money than my last job, I'll also have... Congratulations, Carmen. That's huge. What are you excited about for that? Like, what is it that you want to do with that newfound freedom and income? Because that's a very exciting that you have a new job. What's up, Lee? Yo, hey, Lee. Out of curiosity, what do you want to do with that? Everybody likes different things. Me and my buddy used to be hybrid and pure partners. Wait, hybrid and pure partners. Get a car. You know what? That sounds like an excellent idea. I was thinking, so I don't know how to drive. This is a random fact about me, but I do not know how to drive. Never learned before, never had to learn. Hybrid and pure is on RuneScape. Oh, for a second I thought I couldn't figure out. Yeah, okay. Understood now. I couldn't figure out exactly what you meant by that. RuneScape Wilderness. We only train range and magic. Oh, gotcha. I sit and runecraft and mine for my brother. That was my RuneScape addiction. That's how I played RuneScape, basically, was my brother would pay me like a quarter to sit there for an hour and just mine for him and fish and woodcut. I was a woodcutting extraordinaire. That was my jam. No one, and I mean no one, that was like 8 years old clicked on that willow tree more than me. I was an excellent willow tree cutter. Yeah, like the bigger income will pay for a nice car. Otherwise, we do not lack much. That's nice. We have a dog. That's the dog, I think. So to me, Cartman, that's my main thing. What's up, Illusion? How you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Early child labor. It was my brother paying me, so it's familial, you know. I hope you're doing good. I am doing okay, thank you. I slept last night. I woke up this morning, and for the first time in a long time, I was like, did I rest? Because I'm really bad at sleeping. Cannot express to you how bad I am at sleeping. I'm extremely bad at sleeping. Like I've never really figured it out or understood why. But I just gray parse sleep. Single digit every single time. I'm like, you know, it's not good. And so when I wake up in the morning, I tend to have felt like I've just escaped from a war zone battle. That's what I feel like. I'm like sleeping, and then I wake up, and I just go, okay, you have to get up. It's going to be okay. Relax, take a deep breath. You're going to be okay. You're going to be all right. You got this. Like, I have to, like, self-talk myself into getting up just because, like, I don't feel well. And I've always been like that. Like, I don't feel rested after I sleep. I feel, like, weary and, like, drained. The memories of the first walking through the dark portal, the 18-hour AV battle, the 18-hour AV battles. That's a classic memory I don't miss, to be honest. Fire your new souls. What's up, Tellen? Do you play Circle of Heavens or Circle of Wild? Oh, good. Here's the thing. This is here. Big Guardian Druid tip. If you do not know this, this is actually very important. If you don't know this, big Guardian Druid tip. This ability does not read like that. Read it again. Hold up. Tellen, listen. That doesn't increase your physical damage and magical damage done. This increases your magical damage by spells. And spells is a coded word. It does not mean all magic damage. It specifically means, this is very interesting, only the things that are not coded as Guardian, which is Moonfire. So this increases your Moonfire damage by 5%, but it does not increase your Thrash damage, which is Arcane. It does not increase your Lunar Beam damage, which is a Guardian spell. It does not increase anything else. It is only Moonfire. Therefore, you always play Circle of the Wild. Fun fact. Yep. And that increases all physical damage. Stretch. All right, what am I doing, Healful? That's a lot of stretching going on. By the way, I was curious about this. I saw somebody was willing to play these, and I wasn't sure about that. I feel like... Yeah, you're welcome. 10 burpees. Oh, no, it's a stretch, not a burpee. If you want to make me do burpees, you got to dare me on the other website. That's a dare territory. You got to dare me here if you're going to do that. I take Circle of the Heavens as a Resto Druid, correct? You can propose burpees for like a few dollars or something, and I guess I'll do it if you make me. All right, we all ready? What route did you do, by the way, for 23? Should we disc? I prefer not to. We all yapping. Sure. Did you hear they finally fixed one of the 20 blood decay bugs? No, I did not. Which blood decay bug did they actually end up fixing by the end of the day? Which one did they decide to fix, out of curiosity? Let's take a look at my talents here. For streets, I feel like in-cap is still worth taking. But I don't necessarily need the Boomy Starfall. The Bloodied Blade Strength. Oh, that's a big one. That's actually a few percent, isn't it? I thought that bug was... That's going to be a nice little increase for that. Oh, hold on, I'm stretching. I'm stretching. Not so into the lore as of now. I don't think anyone is really into the lore as of now. Is it? Okay, let me ask you a question. If you love World of Warcraft, I'm stretching. I actually should stretch more. There's this, so my shoulder's been bothering me, and there's this stretch that basically all gamers should do. To be honest, like there's this, you know how like we're sitting here and we're like tied up like this, and we're like playing games, so we're like this all the time. You don't, posture is a myth, but what is very helpful is just stretching out the neck muscles. So I will stretch the neck, and this is an easy thing to do. Just don't like snap your spine, because then you'll have to star in your own superhero movie. Well, that's not a bad idea. And like arm over head, because that is actually a really good stretch. I should just do this throughout the day. It is healthy and it's so easy. You just do it in your chair. I don't even have to stand up. Yeah, make me stretch more. I'm not going to lie. That's an underused command there, Healful. Oh. All right. Shall we do key? Shall we do key? Hold on, that's too high. I want this to be like right there. Let me see if I can get that. There you go. Perfect. Perfect. All right, shall we? Now, stretch my neck is just cracks. I don't know why both ways it pops and cracks and feels great. No, cracking's not bad. They've done a lot of studies on that, though. Why is Druid as a whole filled with bugs? You mean Guardian Druid? Everything's filled with bugs right now. And that's one of the weird things with just in general. It's very strange, but a lot of things are bugged right now. Like super giga bugged, in fact. And I'm a little worried about them fixing it. I'm not going to lie. You love cracking your neck. It feels great. Cracking my neck would be something I would be terrified to crack my neck. Like, that seems like something I'd be really, really, really scared about. I'm not going to lie. Like, holy. Watch that. Pre-Boomy Starfall. So not only do I have threat, right? Hold up, my nameplates are off. Not only do I have threat going in, but a little extra damage because they haven't spawned yet. You're worried? At least they pay attention to your class. You know what? They don't, though. I will argue against that only because I actually don't think that's true. I don't think they really pay attention to Guardian that much. Guardian tends to get... Druid gets a lot of attention, but Guardian does not. Guardian Dusk is basically the same as Brewmaster, give or take. Blood DK gets more attention than Guardian in general. I don't feel like Guardian is like a great... Bro. No way. What? Why am I... Okay. What's up, Muzz? I saw that you caught me on beta. I saw you there. Yep. So this is the wrong weapon. Because I have a mythic version of this weapon. And I forgot to... apparently, when I equipped it, I equipped the wrong version. It is what it is. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. Oh, uh-oh. Okay. That's fine. I can't change it in the middle of a run. You can equip on no combat, can you? Okay. That would help. Because I have a fully upgraded mythic version that does have an enchant. Hold up. Focusing a little bit because this pull will get slightly out of control now. We'll just stun as they come back. I'll kick the bolt on Arson. Okay, wait, hold up. You're right. That'll be very helpful for this key. Whoops. I wonder how hard a 22 will feel on pre-patch. Because as of right now, I don't really feel like I'm taking a lot of damage. That one bolt won't kill... Oh, okay, I was wrong. Here we go. So what we can do here is Boomy form, Starfall, back into bear form before the proxy strike. Otherwise, I'll die. Here. And then Lunar Beam, and I'm just watching the bolts. If it's on the DK... No, I'm going to kick that one because he's low health. He Death Strike as well because he's a very aware DK. That was a beautiful scales there. We're going to shield myself, and all good. I think that might be okay. Probably. Probably be all right. My damage meters reset, of course, every day. So we're going to walk over this way. Perfect. I'm going to let him maybe deal with the debuff, and then I'm going to pull this guy. Just know. There is a tech in Haya Keys that you can line of sight the first one. But outside of combat, you're saying that I am supposed to probably unequip the weapon and change. That would help. It's not like the biggest difference, but certainly feels a little troll if I complete a 22 with a heroic, not upgraded, unenchanted weapon. That would make sense. But yo, Muzz, are you playing beta now? Have you officially moved on to beta gaming? Did we let the kick go? The main kick? Hold up. We're anti-gaming at the moment. We're anti-gaming, I tell you. You can swap it? Okay, good, good. So I won't chain this then, and we'll do the rest on boss for funnel. Because after this guy, basically, we just want funnel for boss. I guess if this is really starting to hurt, we can start doing tech. And the tech is basically that I tank him over here and you line of sight. Right? Like, I can do it this way if we need to. Those big guys by the door are spooky. So there's a way to deal with them, which is that either you can choose to sync them and then plan your defenses accordingly, or you could choose to unsync them. Okay, hold up. There you go. Did I get it? Yeah, I did. Nice. So this guy does apply a dot, which is why he's a little scarier, but this way I get funnel for boss. And funnel is good. Gonna go Feral Frenzy, ethical damage, single target. Bam. And then I'll be pressing Maul, I think, a little bit this key, because streets, especially with the few deaths we've had, can be a little bit of a tough timer. However, this guy does kind of wreck you, so maybe just a few Mauls. I think you can change your weapon. As far as I know, it's only weapon in the middle of a key. But that is quite nice, because this is a fair item level difference. Not the biggest, but it's a little bit, though. Yeah, you can change. I think it's only weapon. And what you used to do as a hunter, I don't know if you remember this. As a hunter, you would, okay, hold up. More funnel. As a hunter, you would play the Sylvanas bow, even as survival. You would sometimes equip the Sylvanas bow just to use it as a legendary, and then you would unequip it because you wanted the silence. And you could do that. Do you think they'll do anything to Bear? I don't think Bear is getting any sort of fundamental changes, no. I think that whatever we have for the classes right now is pretty much set. Like, the reality is basically they're not going to make any big class changes, I think, which is sad in a lot of ways, because I think that some classes need a little bit more of a look at. With the exception of some things that are very egregious, I don't think we're getting a lot of changes, no. I think, however, like, I'm playing a build right now. You can see my damage is a little lower. It will be lower if you play this way of Guardian. But overall, it does work. I'm playing the Ironfur spam build. What's up, Onos? Mistweaver Monk needs Jesus. I think it needs several religious figures. I don't think it needs just one Ray. I think it could use several religious figures, honestly. Nah, it just needs a buff to Ancient Teachings. I think that Mistweaver, the second it gets a buff, and Ancient Teachings is something that you can rely on again, I honestly think it'll be okay. In my opinion, that's what it really needs. Nice, he got out of it. Perfect. By Feral Frenzy, go back into Bear. Didn't they hotfix that today? The Ancient Teachings ignoring armor is not enough of a buff. It wasn't ignoring armor or translating properly. That's the main one I know with Ancient Teachings. And they reduced your T to 30 seconds instead of 45, which is a pretty nice baseline. That's just a nice low quality of life, especially with the Apex talent when you get it. But overall, yep, I hear you. Okay, so I'm going to go pull these now. If I sync them like this illusion, then I know as a Bear, I have big cooldowns. You can actually desync them, though. As a Blood DK, I probably wouldn't want both of these to go off at the same time, because these proxy strikes really hurt. But as a Bear, I actually prefer them to be synced on me, because I can just big cooldown it, and I won't take any damage. You can see my health doesn't move. Okay, one last interrogation. Hopefully we get lucky. Otherwise, we're in trouble. Uh-oh. We did not get lucky. It's probably still boss, but I'll be over here just in case. Nice. Okay, good. So now you avoid the beam splicers. And then here, what happens, though, is that they're going to sync on me again, but I would rather just Barkskin and Frenzied Regen right here so that I can get the shield, and then boom. See? No damage. All good. As a Blood DK, though, you can taunt one and then taunt the other separately, so that they don't double proxy strike you, because they do hurt a bit. I think in terms of healers, healing just feels good, though. This build, no. This build will still probably play Apex talent. The Apex talent for Bear needs to get fixed, the last Apex talent, because there is, on beta, a lot of people... Oh, DK can AMS it? That's fair, that's fair. The proxy strike, can you AMS each one? I get you can have cooldowns for each one, but I feel like I did not know it was pure. I didn't even ever check the damage type. As a Guardian Druid, I don't need to really know that. As a warrior, I remember it collapsed me. You have to shield wall each. Out of Bear, back into Bear. Here we go. What's up, Nug? How's it going? Make sure I get that kick. Perfect. I am rooted. I will go out of Bear, back into Bear. I can get rid of my own root if I do that. Used to be much scarier to do that as a Guardian Druid, but now with the new talent, you can kind of shift more easily. Watch the line, Bussy Sore. Watch the line. Okay, I'm going to go out of Bear, back into Bear. Let's move a little bit. Over here. Back, 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 back. I get that kick. There's room in the circle. Yo, been watching the YouTube videos recently, been loving them. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like the videos. I've been thinking a lot about how I wanted to make them, because I had a goal in my head, right? Which is, there's a lot that I want to say about each class. I know that I want to work hard on the videos, and it takes me a while to do them. I do them in one take, but I have to think about what information do I want to present. Because I'm the type of player who I really respect and wants... I got you, Sam. I got you, Sam. Vortex? Ow. Why did they snap? I have never seen that before once. But those guys just snapped. I guess somebody had aggro when I walked down. Those first two snapped up. The Apex talent interacts with Maul Ravage. So, this is an Elune's Chosen build. You will still probably take Raze because of its position on the tree. However, it is a DPS increase, not necessarily a massive tanky increase, though. I was going to, but then... I don't really think the snap tech is needed, to be honest. Like, I really don't think the snap tech is absolutely needed. It's more that the pull got a little bit trolled, and we're just fighting it here now. I accept the fact that we are fighting it here at this point. Like, that last charge might hit Rain, but even if it does, you see, it's really not that bad. He got it. I trust Rain, basically, to heal. Those first two snapped up before I could actually get them, which was weird, though. Playing a lot of Guardian Druid and been having a lot of fun. I like Guardian Druid, but I just want Buitres. For me, the important thing to communicate is the fact that there will still be options for how to play Guardian Druid. You don't have to necessarily play the Apex, but it also depends on how cool you are with doing a little less damage. Because in terms of min-max, if you want to get the most out of Guardian Druid, then you're going to have to play a certain way, if that makes sense. Like, then you're going to have to be playing kind of specifically. And there's a world where for push keys, I have to lock in and play Druid of the Claw. But for most keys that I do, I'm just not really a Druid of the Claw enjoyer. The truth is that I like playing the Laser Bear. That's my favorite version of Bear. And if this is how I want to play, then that's how I'm going to make it work. If it really is significantly behind, I'll consider swapping for push content. Like, that's kind of my thought process, if that makes sense. But I'm okay if I'm playing a little suboptimally, so long as I'm not trolling my team. Like, we're talking in realm of if I do 10% less damage as a tank, I'm kind of okay with that. As long as I can be tanky tank, my healer doesn't have to worry about me, and, you know, everything's going to go okay, then I'm okay with this for what it's worth. However, if it's like 50% less damage, then I'm going to consider swapping. Like that's a big difference. 10% tank damage is really not that high. Like that's not a crazy amount, and it's not an insurmountable amount in my opinion. So I would be okay with that. But let me put it this way. If we start doing high enough keys where... Let me just soak this one here. Cool, easy. Health doesn't even move. If we do high enough keys, right, where we are starting to lose timer, playing a really good route with like 1 or 2 deaths, and we're like 5 seconds shy of the timer, I'd be like, oh shit, I might need to think about how I can improve that timer. But in general, as a tank, if you're losing to that close of a timer, it's far more, by the way, about improving the route or the efficiency of your DPS, and far less about improving your own damage as a tank. Because tank damage at the end of the day just does not matter that much. If that makes sense. As long as you're doing adequate damage. So if we take a look at current segment, I'm doing adequate. If I was playing a full Druid of the Claw, I'm sure I would do 27k here or something like this, though. You know? Yeah, it's like chain quicker. Think about if I could combine one more pull, could I plan cooldowns a little better? Because maybe I was off with my DPS cooldown, so they were holding for a little bit, and if we had just done a better route, then it all would have been okay, you know? Like, that's a really close timer, but tank damage individually doesn't really matter until a specific key level, which, to be honest, I just don't do. Like, I don't go that far. In the MDI, it absolutely does matter because those teams are so good and so competitive that the difference of now doing X damage versus, you know, Kira versus this, like that actually does start to matter. But I don't do world first level keys. I'm going to try to soak for him here. Got him. Oh, I just saved his life with that off healing. Hold on, get out of the chains. Nice. I got the consumption, so I will just give this to my Frosty K. I think that it's kind of a tank damage is very overrated, actually. Where, and the reason it's overrated is actually because of Sims. So Sims make you think that that is the best way to play. Because oftentimes what people do is you get your vault and you open your vault and then you go put all the information into SimC and you say, okay, so that's the best option. But you don't really think for yourself. You're just thinking in terms of the sim. You know? Just make me a CC bot. That's where I feel most engaged. I think that would have an issue, Nilo, personally speaking. I actually think that if you were just a CC bot as a tank, I think they should make tanks powerful. I think that tanks in general should almost never die unless they really, really mess up. However, I really don't think that tanks should have infinite CC. And the reason is because then the expectation falls to the tank, and the tank has even more responsibility, not less responsibility. Our timer is suspicious, but we can do our best. Suspicious timer a little bit, though. You know? I wish that more people knew that, Dusk. Like, it's a great resource that we have Sims, but it used to be that a very small subset of the player base would use something like Sims. But now I feel like everyone does. I feel like people at a +10 will sim their characters and stuff. Yeah. Just because something is tight, Nilo, doesn't necessarily... That sometimes increases the value. Main love tanks how powerful I feel. So, tanks should feel powerful, but I don't think that tanks should have infinite CC, because then what happens is when you miss the CC because you're learning how to tank and you're new and you go into a +10 or a +12 or whatever it is, even a +2, people will somehow expect you to just know exactly how to coordinate all the CCs, though. You know? And I think that actually is a bad expectation to have of tank players. Because then all the responsibility falls to you, if that makes sense. And that could be problematic. We are backtracking a lot. Okay, so after this, we got the big pull. And I'm going to start going back toward this direction. I just can't get knocked into a mine. I'm a little bit too far for the backtracking there, though. What is Sims? Michael, so Sims is basically this extra program. It's a website. You put all your character information into the game, and it basically just tells you, oh, that item is more important for you than this. If you just get 2% more haste instead of 2% more crit, you'll do 0.3% more damage. But the problem with Sims is that people treat it like it's the holy grail of information. So the main problem with Sims is just the fact that everyone values them a little bit too much. Where it is, in fact, a 0.3% DPS increase by the math of the sim, but people will treat it as if it was a 3% or 30% even. They're like, I have to do this. I'm like, well, you don't have to do it. It would just be a preference at that point. It's like 0.3% if you play perfectly. But the problem is that it's a mathematical equation and doesn't account for human error. That's like the main problem with Sims, is just it'll say in 5 minutes you can get X amounts of presses of this button, but it's like, well, the thing is, I'm an idiot, so I don't get that many presses of that button. I get significantly less. You know what I mean? Okay, so if we lust now, I think we just go here. I think we just go straight to male boss now. If we just send lust because of cooldown reasons, then we come straight here. I have a lot of stacks of this bleed. Come. I'll be all right. Yeah. That bleed actually hurts Guardian Druids a lot, but I have Bark Skin up, and then we're good to go, though. I feel like the guy who shields everyone. I feel like the purpose of tanking is to be the leader of the team. Like, that's what tanks really want. I think that from my perspective, what tanks are looking for out of World of Warcraft is just to be the leader. Like, you want to be the warrior. Like, you want to be, not the warrior, but the shield of your team. Yeah, like, you're like the vanguard. You're the leader. You're the guy who controls the pacing of the dungeon. So a lot of responsibility falls to you. Even when the sim itself is broken, yeah, exactly. And that's a huge deal. Is like, it used to be, really though. Think about how many times you'll see people run trinkets that over sim, and even though they're not as good, like, it happens a lot. Sims are not a perfect tool, but a lot of people value them like a lot. And I think they overvalue them, in my opinion. Want to tank? Yes. Be leader? No. You don't think so? I feel like it really is the driving force behind people wanting to tank. For you, what do you like out of tanking than slam bits, though? Yo, what's up? You want to swing that thing around? Well, side, do I do that anyways? I got kicked the other day from a regular dungeon because you were pulling so much in metery. To be fair, a big thing about tanking is that sometimes you do want to limit test yourself and you think, I could live this. But if it's not fun for your team, don't do it. As in, if your DPS are dying to a pull, then it's never worth doing as a tank. If that makes sense, though. Like, it straight up is simply not worth it as a tank. If your DPS are dying to it, then it's not worth it. Let me off heal here. Watch this. I got him. Easy. Yeah, I know that you want to limit test, which is fun for you, but you have to realize you are the person who sets the pace. So it's way better to think, how can I support my team versus how can I just make it the most fun for myself? Because a lot of pulls are easy to tank, but very hard to heal or very hard to live as a DPS player. So you want to think, how can I support my team? 100%. In terms of trinkets, I agree. Sim very high when played in the best way, which will happen like never. Not just that, but also some of them are just straight up wrong. Like, Tome of Light's Devotion was the absolute biggest sim bait trinket of all time. You know Tome of Light's Devotion, the tank trinket from Priory? Goddamn. That thing, everyone played it, even though they didn't realize that they were probably losing damage because it simmed at 100% uptime when it didn't have 100% uptime. Been there so many times where I pull whole dungeon thinking you're unkillable. It's just, yeah. It's fun for you, but it's not fun for your team. And therefore, you shouldn't do it. In my opinion, that's how I would treat that conversation. Of just like, you want to be the person who supports your team. If I enable bigger pulls and cleaner pulls around my DPS cooldown, the dungeon goes better. If I just pull for myself, then less so. We can try. So what we're going to do here, though, About that trinket, he refused to believe me. Yeah, the trinket had no main stat, and also, again, simmed at 100%, but because you saw it on details, you were like, whoa, nice trinket, I want. But that's basically was just the bait of it. Okay, where's the big guy? Let me pull him first. Okay, good, Pat, perfect. Yo, what's up, Beyblades? Good morning. Beyblades, how's life down south where you are? Okay, picking up the item, spawning the things now, getting aggro immediately, going to the corner, don't kill anyone, and I'm going to do this RP very fast. So if I incarn there, I just have to be careful later. Yeah, but just remember that it's, you are, basically, your job is to make the dungeon clean for everyone else. That is the tank's job. It's just that. There's no argument to be made, in my opinion. Personally speaking, there's really no argument or excuse to say, okay, where's the next one? I'm looking, it's over here. I have double SI. Can I live this? I might have to lock in. This pull completely wrecks Guardian Druids, but I think it would be faster for the team, so I'm going to figure this out, because I'm going to SI right away, because these strongmen are going to hit me. I'm going to double SI. Watch the threat, watch the threat, watch the threat, watch the threat. Please, give me a second for threat. Damn it. No! Ouch. I would have B-resed them there. Okay, so SI is expiring. I'm going to start kiting now. I have a few seconds to my bark skin. This will shred me. If I look tanky, it's because I'm aware of the damage patterns of this dungeon. I tried to instantly thrash to pick up the threat there, but he had cleave damage going. So I'm just going to kind of backtrack here. Backtracking. I'm going to roar for myself. I'm probably dead. Hold up. These guys will literally one-tap me. So the Lunar Beam Frenzied Regen is down. What's our timer at? If I don't die here in a second, though, I'm going to use my macro. No, I think we're done. I think we got most of them done. Okay, perfect. I'm alive. Scary pull for me. Scary pull. Not impossible on the timer. I don't think it's impossible, because this is percentage right here. What do you guys think? Do you think we could time this? Yeah, those strong arms. If you fight 3 of them with 2 of the big guys up, it is insane. Might have it. If we do this fast enough, we get to the last boss, I think we have damage. It's not come closer, stranger. The password is... Yeah, I think it's doable, maybe. Pale flower, go. It's possible. I hope that we don't lose this by 5 seconds, because I did, in fact, start the key with negative weapon equipped. Whew. Learning the bear tank business of boomies remains C- in midnight. I wonder, boomies are never bad. They never let boomy be. Boomies are like mages. They literally physically cannot be allowed to actually be tuned poorly. It doesn't happen. There's no way. No. If we do big damage, it just depends on how long this boss takes. I think now it's just a DPS check. No one should die from here, so it's all good. I'm going to have a plan for Snap Threat. I don't have my Starfall up, but I have Lunar Beam, which I put down right away. And then I immediately thrash Incarn. Perfect. I hate that Lunar Beam casts at target, actually. They changed that with Lunar Beam, and I just basically lost some value from it. Little bit, tiny bit of damage. Not the biggest thing. That died real fast because we use cooldowns. So the question is, how fast will the boss die? I think if this boss dies 5... I don't think you can kill him in 1 minute. Maybe 4 minutes, and the last boss, depending on how long that takes. We'll just give it our best attempt. I think we're going to be just behind with the 8 deaths we've had, but always worth a shot. Hashtag never give up. Just going to Moonfire, Moonfire, Moonfire. No aggro problems here. Good. Watch the first slam, heal myself up, and then go cat form, Feral Frenzy, and let's go. Let's give it our best shot. I don't know exactly what rank Guardian will have, to be honest, going into Midnight, but I actually do think that it will be very potentially okay. And the main reason that I think it will be okay, for what it's worth, is because it does actually have a good utility package and a group buff. Group buffs, as long as they exist, will determine the Mythic Plus meta. Like, it just is the way it is. I think straights is a key where you never give up until the end. But our damage is phasing out a little bit now. It's fizzling. It's fizzling. Grips do count. Blood DK technically does have an AoE silence. It's more like the real difference at a higher level is effectively not just group buffs. It's warrior brings 1 extra AoE CC through their interrupting shout, which is a omega giga talent and definitely enables some pulls. Yeah, we killed this really fast. So that enables a lot of pulls that you otherwise might not be able to do. So that would be one of the things that warrior would enable. Hold on, let me focus on this key. Let me see if we can get this. I'll rant about the tanks in a second. Yo, 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 kick the boss. Holy. I'm going to do as much single target DPS as I can do. I'm a rant. In a second. Because first, we have to see if we can actually get through this, though. Good kick. Because 4 minutes is really pushing it, but I don't know if it's actually impossible. We'd have effectively just over 3 minutes for boss. So whoever can start the RP faster. We got a Warlock Gateway here, because you need to get to the last boss, which is a problem. I think 3 minutes for last boss. Yeah, RP on last boss is basically going to take a few minutes, probably. I feel locked in because now it's competitive. What's up, RFA? Yo, RFA. Some of the most fun that I have had in World of Warcraft was actually touring Gifo's house. I really, really liked that. It was actually so fun. You think we can time 22 straights 3 minutes on this boss? You lost off the rip with cooldowns, right? Lost cooldowns? Start, probably. Yep, you lost the start here. Easy with Lust. I think it's possible. I think I'm going to tag this boss. I don't have DBM, so I don't know when they're active. So I'm going to first global taunt. I'm on the boss, 251. You know, no, 249. You have 2 minutes and 49 seconds, but you have Lust right off the rip. So let's see. Let's see if we can do it. I get a full more Incarn. Probably 2. No, I just get 1 more Incarn. I get 1 more Heart of the Wild. I'm going to... This is the only boss where I will actually take my camera like this because it is better to do. Just triangle here, back up. Melee uptime is more important. Okay, go triangle now. Perfect. This is a lock-in boss for me, though, because I am notoriously terrible at deciding what portal to take. I think you go circle here. Circle. You're going to go circle. Basically, I need to maximize my DPS's uptime, so we're going to stay as close to the boss and only take the circle that we actually need to take. It'll be a nail biter, but I think we can do it. If I can trust them to kick, I Feral Frenzy now. Okay. That was a little close on that kick, I'm not going to lie. That was starting to get slightly suspicious on how close that was. Okay, so I'm going to pre-roar this one. I'm looking. It's triangle, which is... Oh, fuck. Nope. Swear. It's over here. Yep, so just stay back here. It's the last second. Trust. Go. Yep. There was room there. If anybody gets hit, I will help heal them. Nice job. Okay, team did that one. A minute left. It's close. This one's square. This one's easy. Hold up. I'm going to heal my Evoker right now. I can do it. I took the wrong one. It was triangle. It was triangle. I'm so bad at this boss. I'm actually unbelievably bad at this boss, but we will have cooldowns coming back right now. So with the cooldowns coming back, I feel as though it is potentially doable. He won't get another phase. 36 seconds, a lot of the boss's health. It'll actually be right down to the wire. I feel like we're going to have to do 1 more circle probably. Maybe we get lucky with RNG and it's just triangle. Nope, it's here. It's definitely square. You take this. Motherfucker. It's the wrong one. I'm so bad with shapes. I'm so bad. No, we were going to be a little far off anyways. I'm so bad with shapes. I'm sorry. Geometry. I failed geometry. Yeah, it was not going to happen. I think maybe with that uptime just now, we lost a little uptime for there. I think it was close, though. I thought the triangle was next to the square, but it turns out that it was not. Ooh, just off. It was pretty close. Wow. And also pretty, not the best RNG, though. Yeah. I was so bad at geology. It was close. About 20 seconds. So to be fair, if I was playing a full damage build, there is a small chance we would have timed it. But also we had a lot of deaths there. Ah, nice try, nice try. It felt kind of close by the end. I wonder what the deaths actually were. I didn't really see what happened. Was it the beam earlier? Not a problem. 'Tis pre-patch, of course. Oh, I can't see death logs because they never... I thought they updated this to have death logs. Do they not? I thought there was an extra one, though. Oh, yep. His offhand was equipped. All good. I had wrong weapon equipped as well. We'll leave that one pull before a second. Can you show your talents? This is the one I'm playing right now. It was kind of close. With the new invisibility potions, does playing Tauren give the bear... So, I like Tauren. That might just be because I like big, thick cow creatures, though. So that could be on me, to be honest. Overall, this is the build I'm deciding to play. I could see an argument for dropping this and putting it there. Could do that, for example. Could put this here even. Could put this wherever. But this is a potential talent that I could see an argument for right now. Maybe not playing it. My damage overall looks like this. So Mango's still a bit low. I could see you just wanting to fill with that Moonfire because more Lunar Beam is good. No, but though. Where to? We can try my 22 Dawnbreaker if we'd like. Can try my 22 Dawn. 22 Dawn will be a key I have to live for sure. So that's a good point, though, Rubenez. I think so. I think that Night Elf loses a little bit of value because if there is going to be a Shadow Meld skip, you could come up with another plan for it. Like, you can potion it. So that would actually be very potentially, I think. 22 Dawn. Is Dawn hard right now? Is that dungeon tuned to be difficult, or how do we... I don't know the timer here. My route is a little different from what they were doing in the highest level keys. I'm unsure exactly what the quote-unquote meta route for Dawnbreaker is right now. So, we do one pack on the last boss RP, but otherwise, we just send it, I suppose. My damage in that streets, what are you drinking? Iced electrolyte water. Iced electrolyte water, that is what I am drinking. Delicious, I tell you. Delicious. Looks like pee. Well, if your pee looks like this, that's pretty clear. I think your pee is supposed to be darker than this. This isn't the pee bottle. The pee bottle's over there. We're not sweating. This was pre-patch IO. Wait a second, hold up. Why are we listening to What About Me and My Baby in the Bayou? No. I changed the vibes. You drink hella water, bro? Nah. You gotta have, like, much darker. Hold up. Absolute Gym Rage... What should I play here? What do you think Spotify-wise? What do you think I should play here? You featured me that bit, Dark Gang? Oh, really? Is this EU server? No, this is NA. Out of curiosity, for music choices, what do you think? I see 21 Pilots. I see Happy Stream. I see Absolute Gym Rage Lifting. Miley Cyrus Party in the USA. Damn, good. What's up, Abuelito? I see liked songs playlist. Emo songs, everyone knows. This is basically, here, I'll just show you. We can all take a look together, and we can laugh at this. You ready? I love my Spotify. Here. Voila, you ready? So that's the Spotify. Here are our options, basically. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? I'm kind of down for this. Is what we were listening to before. Was this streamy, groovy fall vibes? Could happen. Could happen. This is like a chill playlist. So we have this. We could listen to. I mean, this is a great playlist. It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger, just like lift one more rep. This is a good one. This is like all the. This is just a crazy category. I think we're gonna go here. All right, bet. That's what we're listening to. Let's try them. What key is about to pop off? A 22 Dawnbreaker, Mikey. 22 Dawnbreaker. That's a big key right there. Do. Well, we'll try it at least. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, and Mavina, I'm trying to make more friends, right? Is there any tank specs you don't play? Brewmaster. Brewmaster is the thing that I just don't really spend a lot of time on. I am not a huge Brewmaster enjoyer. Not really. It's the one tank that just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, to be honest. So I cannot say that I'm a big Brewmaster enjoyer. What this? Competitive WoW is rampant. Boosting and what is this? Check this out, bro. Okay, hold up. I'm gonna repin this because if you're not subbed, you can't send links. But I got you. You said check this out, bro. Let me see. Oh, this is just another thing. Okay, so this spreadsheet is not always, by the way. Okay, just to clarify, these Reddit posts are not always accurate because they did this last season as well. Okay. So season 3, the spreadsheet was updated once again. Did he actually make it accurate? The spreadsheet for who was carried? Because sometimes what happens, right, is it'll track people who just come back at the end and play, and they get IO really, really fast because they're boosted. But they're not really boosted. They're just, do you like the removal of renewal? I don't notice it that much, healer. Discord. Oh, yeah. Thanks, DH. High Mythic Plus. Hold up. We're going to read that drama in a second. I don't mind going over the drama in a second, though. I have a little mass barrier. Okay. This is a spicy take. But I genuinely think, I actually believe, with all my heart of hearts, that the defensive pruning was good. I think it's an excellent addition to the game. And here's why. Healing in Midnight feels good. The actual healer specs and the way they're playing are up for debate. But the damage profile in Keys feels much better. It's a lot less one-shotty. As a healer, I feel like I have so much more agency, which I really, really like. So I am a huge fan of the fact that my DPS are not going to be required to press defensives as often. I actually, personally, really like that. Yeah. It just seems like it's going to be really tough because you're thinking, well, how am I going to live Priory or Dawnbreaker? But there aren't as many things like this. Even at a higher key level on beta, I would say that the healing feels, if anything, for some experienced healer players, I could see the arguments even of the fact that healing feels a little boring. Like, I could actually see that as well, that healing for a lot of people might just feel boring. Maul just does not do that much. Even when I actually do try to press Maul, it's like a wasted global almost. I love being able to save the tank. I like gameplay like that, but they either have to lean into it or decide not to. And to me right now, I would rather them decide not to lean into it. So the expectation, Mavina, is that we can all just chill and not have to worry as much. Maki. Does that make sense? I did 21 Dawnbreaker before pre-patch with Prop Paladin, and first boss is impossible without externals. Wait, what? Really? It's harder now? I'm unsure about exactly what's happening with scaling, because to me, dungeons feel significantly easier in my perspective. But I'm playing Guardian Druid, and I'm feeling kind of immortal. Does Prop Pally struggle on that now? With just the blast actually one-tapping you without spell block? I'm going to War Stomp that one. That's on me, so we're going to let that one go. And then from here, I'm going to wait. And I'm going to kick that one. Perfect. In-cap this right now. Is this pre-patch or beta? This is pre-patch. We're just playing pre-patch keys today. I think I'll go back to beta soon. Hamadao. I think I'll go back to beta probably like maybe tomorrow or next week or something like that. That's probably around the time I'd go back to... I want to test more healers on beta. I need to update that tier list. What's up, Veronica? Yo, Ginger came to say hi. I think it was so funny that you guys were both here when I was actually touring the house in World of Warcraft. And to be honest, that was such good Giga content, man. Yes, you did lose CDR. However, you got... Don't know how Midnight will be, but right now healing feels awesome. You think that right now healing feels awesome in this last season? Like in the recent season, you think healing feels really good? Because I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I think that at a certain key level right now on live, healing just feels like you absolutely need to get everything right. And if your DPS aren't helping you on pre-patch, okay, perfect, okay. I still think that a lot of these dungeons are designed in a way where things will just one-tap you if you aren't paying attention. And I don't really trust my DPS when I'm healing pugs to help me with that. There's a difference between healing higher content and healing more regular content. And the difference is that in higher content, I can just say, yo, defensive, and people will press a defensive. But in lower content, then I have to be just assuming that they're not going to help you, you know? One taps are not a problem is heal. Fair enough. He keeps beating me here these days. That was some peak WoW gameplay. I actually think that was so fun, and I want to edit it and make a video of it. However, that will require me to actually sit there and do video editing, which is something I am notoriously not good at doing. I am absolutely terrible at it. People were saying earlier, so like, okay, if you've watched any of my recent YouTube videos, these are every single YouTube video except I think the updated tank tier list, which I did clarify for Blood DK. But Azakatsu, what's up? Yo, like, let me ask you, if you're watching on YouTube or if you're watching on Twitch or whatever, do you like my videos? Did you know that every single one of them is recorded in one take? Because I don't actually know how to do video editing. So I don't edit them. Like, I don't go, like, clip, like, 2 minutes and then stop and then 2 minutes and then stop and make it seem. I literally just do one. I hit record, and whatever I say is what I say, and then I hit end, and I upload that. Like, that's... But I do think that for the future, it would probably help me to probably learn how to get a little better of that, you know? I think that it would probably behoove me, which is a great word to use since I play Tauren. It would behoove me for sure to just get significantly better at video editing. I could make a lot more cool stuff if I actually did that. So I will try. I was trying to document my journey in Midnight. I feel like my vids... Dude, people like the content that they like. You gotta understand that not everyone will always like you, and that is a-okay. And that's just like from content perspective too. You always think, sometimes people think like, how can I get everyone to like me? It's like, but some people just want to walk into a stream and be like, haha, you're gay, bro. And I'm gonna be like, bro, what? Like, that's 20 years ago. Like, that's not funny anymore. And they go, oh, whatever, you know. And then they leave, and it's like, great, I'm not the stream for you, and that's okay. And that's perfectly fine. Like, you don't have to like me. That's not my vibe. And that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm talking about, though? But, like, we're gamers. Like, we're not exactly renowned for our social skills. Like, that's not, you know, like, that's not, you can't expect people to have amazing social skills in World of Warcraft. So I think that when you make videos and stuff, you have to realize that, like, some people will just like you for you, and some people will be like, I'd rather have somewhere else. I have amazing social skills. Yeah, you have no, well, that is very dependent on your perspective on what good social skills are. That is heavily dependent. Did I miss my cat farm Heart of the Wild? That's so unfortunate. That is incredibly unfortunate, though. Yeah, well, I mean, it's so World of Warcraft, this is a really interesting point that I feel like a lot of people don't talk about for what it's worth, okay? No. I can be good at socializing, but I decided a long time ago in my life that I would not try to be anyone other than myself. And this gets me into more trouble than you might realize, because myself is very sarcastic, ironic, and definitely just a little different than everyone else. So I'm okay with that. I like who I am. I wouldn't change me for anything nowadays, but when I was younger, for the vast majority of my life, all I ever wanted to do was change me. I was so unhappy with myself, and I tried to just be more like everyone else all the time. It took me a long time to get to this level of social acceptance. Get to the right side here. That's not, you know. Yeah, no, I know. Bear is omega tanky right now, but my damage is really sad if I'm playing this build. I can never die. I am immortal in this key, but yeah. That's what I was surprised that this thing one-shot you, because I just like to clarify how may thou look. Ready? I'm going to do this. Look at my health. I was really surprised that was one-tapping you, because I don't notice it. That I could live this on a 27 probably. I just wouldn't do any damage, which is my one big kind of complaint right now for the build I'm playing. My damage is really low. How do dungeons feel for midnight? I think they feel good, Shu. Personally speaking, I'm a fan of them. I like the philosophy of them. The dungeon design is just significantly better. I'm hoping that we just have some absolute bangers because, to be honest with you, the War Within dungeons are just simply not that great. Like, there weren't a lot of just strong, memorable dungeons, I feel like, from the War Within. Like, does anybody... And just think about it like this, okay? So you have Grim Batol that came back, Stone Vault. Like, are there any dungeons that you think were just the absolute most giga dungeons? Floodgate, I accept the fact that dungeon design-wise, Floodgate was Omega. Cinderbrew Front Room. Cinderbrew was actually a pretty... Dungeon design-wise, it was pretty strong. It was just annoying to play a little. It was just hard. I think that Floodgate was good, just hard, so a lot of people's memory of it will be a little bit tainted by the fact that it was just a really difficult weekly key as well as a really hard push key, and so you were limited by it. But I think Floodgate, I also think Ecodome, for what it's worth. I think that Ecodome was also a pretty good dungeon. Yeah, that Healing Absorb on this key level is no joke. Oops, I got you. Let me res. Whoops. Oh, he's going to onk after. I got him. Don't take the res. Uh-oh. Oh, no. It's falling apart. It's a falling apart. Uh-oh. Miss as a tank RNG in the maze? Yeah. Okay, so Rain and I definitely can't finish this on time. Hold up. Hold up. I can't read party chat for some reason. It doesn't appear here, though. Hold up. I mean, I will live this boss technically eternally, but I don't think that Rain and I can just simply do enough damage to actually still time. So... I have another res technically, but I'm pretty sure that would be... What's my res? It's right click. I don't think so. We can reset. What? Where is my party chat though? All good? All good. Hold up. Out of curiosity, how do I get party chat back? It's like... I can't read party chat if anyone is saying anything in party chat, for what it's worth, though. What do you mean I love falling through the ship in Dawnbreaker? I had to learn how to stop doing it because as far as I know, the bug is still here. I can't... It's like if I flew off from this grate and I was over here and I would fly, sometimes I'd end up in the bottom of the ship. And then Dawnbreaker was pretty tough, yeah. What did you say? Someone said something in party chat, but I can't see. I can't see party chat, by the way. If anyone is talking, I am incapable of reading party chat, though. Now you DC. If you fly through the ship, that makes sense. I'm trying to find out how to get my party chat back, but it's not happening. What would be disabling my party chat? Do you have any idea? Like, if you saying anything here, I cannot see. It doesn't come up. I see it on game, doesn't come up. Dawnbreaker will go down as one of the... I think what surprised me is why did they vote it back? Because, you know, they gave us the choice, right? And then we decided as a whole that we were going to vote it back. You have to reload to see party chat? Is that what it is, Toro? Do you know what the bug is, out of curiosity? Because I'm kind of curious. Okay. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. We are playing on your ping, I just noticed. Did I invite people? Oh, yeah. Here, we can re-invite NA ping if we're online. Our car, for instance, is only there because of Sackbird. Other people... Yeah, that's fine. Let's do it. Yeah, sure. I think I might have invited people earlier today. I always forget. Who voted? But I've asked the same question. Why? I think that the only people who voted for Dawnbreaker to come back are DPS players. Tanking and healing, definitely not. Tanks and healers did not vote for that dungeon to come back, I don't think. Yeah, so I have heard that some healers actually enjoy it. I have heard that some healers do like it. What's good about Dawnbreaker? Technically speaking, it's a 3-boss dungeon, so it's fast. The problem is that if you wipe several times throughout the dungeon, then it's in fact not fast. Yep. Yeah. Dawnbreaker Arkar. Also, Priory was here for 2 seasons, and I don't think that really needed to happen, did it? Like, we didn't really need to get Priory back in here. Floodgate, from a dungeon design perspective, Floodgate was actually good. There was never more casters than you could actually handle except for the seaweed pole. It had a good layout. It had routing decisions that were important and impactful. But again, and I've said this before, I don't understand it. But for whatever reason, right? Yeah, sure. For whatever reason, the second that we actually get into Floodgate, everyone's IQ drops by 20 points. That's the weirdest thing. And I can't explain it, but it's a phenomenon known as Floodgate IQ drop. I'm the only one who calls it that. But it's true. Like, it's not technically that hard, but for whatever reason, man, everyone, you just have people running into bombs. You get people hit by the charge, the first boss, the second boss, the third boss, somebody walks right. I don't know, but like somehow the mechanics themselves are not technically that hard, but somehow this happened, you know. Ayo, YouTube, can I ask you a question? YouTube chat. Do you guys see the fact that I tried to put a thumbnail for my YouTube live? Also, fun fact, I don't know if you know this, I have never once actually uploaded a profile photo or a banner for my YouTube channel. I think it's been a year since I've had it. I think it's time for me to probably make a banner for the YouTube channel. It has literally never had one. The profile photo is a picture of a raccoon that I had on my computer for a while. The duo boss, yes, 100% silver. The duo boss is actually such a pug killer. Yeah. Did you like it? What do you think, Harith? I just put something that I had made before. I used yours. That was just saved on my computer, so I just kind of used that. What do you think? I have no idea what the YouTube banner will look like. No idea. I just know that there's, as of right now, there's just nothing there. So, you know. I missed the talent parts of the stream, so the thumbnail just confused me. Okay. You kind of fuck with the raccoon. I love raccoons. Got so many better dungeons, but I feel like we got the weak ones this season. I think that the War Within dungeons, there's only going to be one or two that we really remember and really like. Anytime it holds as a tank, yes, that's also a thing. That happens a lot. 100% they do. I'm neutral on it? Okay. I think I can come up with a better one. I'm excited for Midnight. Me too, Jacob. I'm not, though. I am also excited for Midnight for what it's worth. Like, I'm largely positive about it. I know not everyone is, and I know there's a lot of concerns, and the concerns are very valid for what it's worth, right? But overall, I'm pretty excited, man. As a banner and profile pick. So, I feel like the profile pick could just be the tank. I like my raccoon, I'm not going to lie. But if I get Grim Battle in Season 2 Midnight, I'll swap DPS after 12 years of tanking. I saw somebody rank, this was a DPS. I watched somebody rank the Midnight Dungeons, Hamido. And they put Grim Battle in B tier. And I was like, no. I was like, no. No, that's not all right. Hold up. Let me whisper somebody. Can I get... Do you have combat pots? Anyone got a few combat pots I can steal? It was as an unbelievable there, though. The raccoon is perfection. I like the raccoon. His name is Sunflowers. I do? Fantastic. What's wrong with Grim Battle? Mal'Ganis is German. Are you now in EU? No, Aladdin. I'm very much in NA. Yep, you couldn't see anything. I have a rock buddy. Nice, thank you. No, it almost Aladdin. I was considering it, to be honest. I thought about swapping, though. I did, but then, I don't know. I just don't want to lose my entire account. Like, starting a whole new thing is... I would sooner start Classic at that point. I didn't follow what you needed to change on YouTube then. So, there's no cover photo and no nothing else. Grim is Z tier as a healer. Fuck. Yeah, as a healer, Grim was bad. As a tank, Grim was also bad. It had really, basically, no redeeming qualities whatsoever. In my personal opinion, I think that Grim Battle was an offensive slap in the face to the WoW player base. It deserved its name. It actually didn't, because when people are like, wow, such a grim butthole, it's like, bro, buttholes are great. I don't understand why people use that as an insult. If you're like, you're such an ass, I'm like, wait, thank you. Like, that doesn't make any sense, and you know it. It's true. Cool, so what I'm going to do here is save my incarn for the following pull, and then I'm going to go like this. I'm going to incap that because that cast is going to kill somebody. I'm going to Vortex and then Typhoon. And then we're going to War Stomp that because it's on the Warlock, and then this is double on the DK, but he has IBF, so he's going to be okay. And then we're just watching the casters, and I'm going to just go like this. That one's on the healer. He'll be okay. He has scales on him. I kick that one. Perfect. Easy does it. Cover photo should be a caricature of you gaming and working out at the same time. I don't know about that. I don't know about caricatures. They bother me because they have very, very, very large heads. And my brain can't fathom the fact that caricatures exist. So whenever I'm like walking at a street fair and they're like, draw a caricature of yourself. I'm like, where is the funnel cake? If you do not give me the funnel cake at this exact moment in time, I will literally end your entire bloodline. I get very passionate about funnel cake. I mean, I'm heavily allergic to it and I can't eat any of it, but I fucking wish I could. Sometimes I just like looking at it. Sometimes I just sort of like I just want to see it. I just want to be able to smell it. I want to consume as much as I can of the funnel cake, even though I'm very allergic. But funnel cake's fucking delicious. Yeah, you don't know what funnel cake is? Okay, so basically, imagine a cake that's deep fried. It's unbelievable. It's like a very... I don't actually know if it's an American invention, but it feels American. It's just basically like... Yeah, it's kind of like a deep fried donut cake. Amazing. This is as good as it sounds. It's unnecessary, but it's fucking delicious. It's got like powdered sugar on the top, some whipped cream as well. Holy man. Funnel cake and deep fried Oreos. Yeah, it's the same genre basically. Like basically you have like deep fried Oreos is like the same kind of take here. Now does funnel cake play Havoc? No, he's an arcane mage only. Oh, we got a DC. He fell through the ship. He'll be back, I'm sure. Yep, we got somebody who fell through the ship now. Love this dungeon. He definitely DC'd on the ship. He'll be back, I think. Watch the bolt. He's got a cooldown. Good, it's on me. I bark skin. Because the reason the 21st player manic exists is because classes got way too complicated. Wait, hold on, what? What did I miss about the 21st man? Hold on, we're having 3 different conversations. What is this about the 21st man that you're speaking of? I know, like, Max... I know. Just get back when you can. This was... expected. No problem, Caleb. You're good. I feel like the 21st man... Yeah. Having people only raid leading. Yeah. So, like, the thing about the 21st man is I would rather be somebody's best man. I've never really had friendships like that. Like, pretty much, I'm not good at having friends, but if I could be good at having friends, I feel like it would be such an honor to be somebody's best man. Like, doesn't that just sound amazing? Although, weddings are significantly less fun because I cannot consume the cake. Unfortunate. You have us? Well, no, yeah, but I'm not going to be the best man at your wedding, him. Like, are you getting married anytime soon? Like, yeah, like, this is the entirety of my social life, but I'm not good at having friends in real life because that involves making plans. And every time I make plans, the plans get canceled. Because the only people I get along with are as introverted as I am, which means none of us actually want to show up and do the hangout, but we'd like to at least convey the intention of doing the hangout. You see the problem of this? So we make a plan, and then we're like, okay, the problem is I don't like canceling stuff. So if I make a plan, like, I'm going to be there, okay? But then all of a sudden it's like, well, I'm not going to stream that day because we're going out for the day or whatever it is. And then all of a sudden, you know, the night before, it's like, hey, actually, I have a headache, or I'm kind of tired, or I'm kind of this, or whatever. And so no one actually shows up. My Guardian avoided the Prude Hammer. Guardian is weirdly more complicated than anything else. Guardian got more complicated, not less. Not only did it not avoid... It did the opposite of avoid the Prude Hammer, which I don't actually think, by the way, is very good. Telling about his no clear average... Wait, who? Who? Splotch. You have your guy friends. They're all great, though. Max? Hold on. Let me think about this. Okay. I think that Max is a super likable dude. I root for him. I like him. I think he's great. He makes incredibly good content. But he's also incredibly honest, and this is the thing that I admire and respect. He's pretty honest about the fact that he literally doesn't play the game outside of Race to World First. And he absolutely has credibility in terms of talking about the game. Although, yes, sometimes I'm with you that I kind of wish there was more transparency on the, competitive, the body C and the bench, where they talk about Mythic Dementius as if everyone does Mythic Dementius, and it's just simply not reflective of the player base because it's just a different perspective on the game. Or they talk about keys sometimes, and it's like, well, when you log in and you play with very high-level people, it's true that Priory isn't that bad. But when you pug a weekly 10, Priory real bad. So, like, it's a different perspective that they have, but I don't necessarily think that's, criminal or bad. You don't give yourself enough credit for real. Okay, so to be fair, Veronica, I'm socially awkward by choice. Like, I can be very normal. I just hate it. Like, I don't want to be normal. I used to be. And again, I learned the skills. Like, I can be incredibly good at socializing, but every time I have to mask and filter, I just ask myself, was it worth it? Why are you doing this? Like, that's not my jam. I just really would rather be myself. And for me, the biggest thing is that I am very passionate, let's say. I fought very hard to be who I am today. It was not a given that I would just be here and become the person that I am. Like, that was not a given. I had to fight for this. I made intentional decisions over the course of my life to keep going, believing that my life would be better and different fundamentally than what I had. And here I am. That is fucking amazing. If you don't like me for my sense of humor, that is okay with me. I don't need you to, because I've already sort of won. I have people who love me, and I have a lot of support, and I have stream to kind of confirmation bias my ass, because if I'm like, hey guys, am I funny? And you're like, psh, you're fucking hilarious, dude. I'm like, yo, thank you. You see? So now streaming has really helped, though, actually, because the truth is that this year, when I was at my lowest point, I had stream. And it was why I realized, I was like, oh shit, like I'd love to invest more of my time into stream, because that really helped me when I was super actually lonely and alone and I really needed somebody. I realized, oh, I haven't invested in real life friendships whatsoever. I have no one. Like beginning of 2025, I got divorced and I didn't have anyone. I hadn't talked to a single friend in like fucking 5 years, man. I just hadn't ever invested into this. So I reached out to some people, and I had a few people who were like, oh, hey, like, a woo. They didn't call me a woo. They call me by my real name. Zarkon. No, they call me by, like, my name's Steve. So they were like, yo, what's up, Steve? And I was like, hi, like, it's been a long time. I was just wondering, do you want to hang out? Like, can I catch up? Like, what's going on or whatever? No, I'm not going to dox myself by saying your name is fucking Steve, dude. Because everyone's name is Steve. There's like literally millions of me. Some people have even made it a job to be Steve. Hold up. Let me just game this a little bit. I'm at 30 stacks. Hold up. 35 stacks. I'll be absolutely fine. I just bark skin and I have double SI if need be. I'm just watching that caster. 41 stacks. This still hurts bear. It's a high enough key level, but I don't know. My health isn't actually moving that much. So Lunar Beam, I will Vortex and keep going here, though. I look like a Leonardo. I do? DiCaprio? Is that because of DiCaprio or because of Da Vinci? Yo. No, but I mean, like, seriously, though. Stream has made a big difference in my life, and there's just something very comforting. Remember, okay, so if you were here on my stream during August was a weird time because I had to go sign the divorce papers. And although I knew I was getting divorced this whole year, we hadn't signed the papers until August. So I had to go fly to Laos because I live in Thailand. I had to go fly to Laos to redo some visa stuff, and I had to do this. And it was like a time I was fucking stressed out of my mind. I was not having a good time in August. I got sick, this and the other. It was a pretty stressful time for me, okay? Yeah. Oh, that was a whole story. The idea, though, is that while I was in Lao, I had to be there for multiple days. There was nothing for me to do. I'm not a traveler. I just wanted to be home. I actually found an internet cafe to play World of Warcraft while I was there. The problem with that internet cafe So the problem with that internet cafe was that my ping was 21,000. And that's not even a joke. That is a legit number. I have a screenshot. I tried to do a key. I walked in and I was like, yeah, this is not going to happen. So anyways, I was really bored in Lao. I just straight turned on my stream, went to a bubble tea shop and was like, what's up, guys? And then like some people came to hang out and say hi. Do you know how fucking cool that is? And that's when I realized, I was like, holy shit. If I keep streaming, I'll never have to be lonely ever again. That's pretty incredible. That's such a cool thing, man. Like, I really realized that I was like, I will always have the potential to actually say hi to people if I just keep at this. And that was really impactful for me in August because I was just like, yeah, like I tried to open Twitch. Twitch didn't work, so I tried to open a Kick stream, and then Kick didn't work. So then what I did is I just started a YouTube stream, and I was like, hi, I'm in Lao. Like, anybody around? And basically it was just like, yeah. But the problem with my streams probably is that I treat them kind of like a Discord call. Like, I just feel like I'm talking to you. I don't really think I'm really aware that I'm live. And I worry that one day I'm going to say something so vile that I just it'll be like I'm here one day and not here the next. You know what I mean? Like, I do worry about that because my sense of humor is pretty dark. So I just worry sometimes that I will accidentally yeet myself off the platform. There's always how you were good at commentary. I am very excited to, though. Thank you, Skeezy. Not eatable. You start to play. Oh, by the way, I will ham. So one of my complaints this season on beta, I've been playing a lot of DPS and healer. I am not. This is news. I think I've mentioned this before, but don't be so surprised if this actually happens. I am not convinced that I will main tank in Midnight. I am not 1,000% convinced about this. I am somewhat in my head debating on potentially not maining tank. Like, I will still tank, and I'll still play Guardian, of course, but it might be an ult. Like, I've really thought about it, and it kind of depends on what changes they make, because it might just fit my personality a little bit more. Like, I was thinking about this, basically. Because originally in Midnight, tanking was like, when you logged into beta, you couldn't find tanks because no one wanted to tank. And the reason is, it fucking is hard. Like, the Midnight dungeons felt a little bit more like Season 1 of The War Within. And I was like, bro, I don't know if I really want to put myself through Grim Batol again. There were some dungeons that really felt like that. And I was like, I was testing all the tanks week 1. I tested only tanks. I had not tested healers or anything else. I was just spamming tank gameplay. And I was like, I'm not sure I'm having a good time right now. Because it was stressful. We were learning. The dungeons were hard. There's like 10 tank busters in one pack. And I was like, what is this shit? And I was just like, okay. That being said, they've since buffed the tanks. They've changed the dungeons a little bit. So now I would say it's 20% better. But tanking will still be, I think especially in Midnight, the hardest and most demanding role. I think by far. Because healing is significantly easier and a little bit better. Oh yeah, Bleatress, for sure. I have some really good ideas. I'm just waiting. So I don't know, man. I'm giving it some thought, basically, about what exactly I'm gonna do and what I would main. All I can tell you is I will for sure have one DPS fully geared. Like, I will keep one DPS full vault, and I will decide. You still think Frostmage will be the hardest? I was actually thinking about playing Frostmage. It was, in my consideration, was Frostmage for DPS specs. I was thinking about Frostmage. I was thinking about Warlock, because I actually like Warlock. I like Hunter as well. So, any one of these I can play. I lost aggro on this. I actually am taunting it back. I'm taunting it back. I got you. I got you. Holy. He does so much damage. Okay, so what we're going to do is I want that Pat, actually. Once this caster's dead, I'm going to watch the frontals here, but I actually want these two. Not the route that most people are used to. But I like this pull. If I'm an immortal tank, I can do this. Hey, can you live this, by the way? Hamidao, can you live this pull that I'm doing right now? Do you think your paladin would live this on this key level? Out of curiosity. This is a hard pull, man. This is... What is this? 2 Curse Blades, 4 Tacticians, and the Bleed Dude. Look at my bear's health. I'm kind of at an incarn now, so I'm just going to have to rotate pretty well at this point. I'm going to wait. I'm going to Frenzied Regen right now with the DOC proc. And then I'm going to SI to fill that gap right there. Combat Potion, Lunar Beam. Yeah, I like this pull. It's really, really good percentage and technically just tank damage. You wanted to change the DPS? So for me, I'm just a big... I like changing it up. Sometimes I tank, sometimes I heal, sometimes I DPS. I actually like playing all the different roles. It's just a personal preference at the end of the day. So the only thing is I forgot in higher Dawnbreakers, you don't need this percentage, because I actually pulled as if we're not going to... This is the percentage for not finishing with the extra thing. Legit, I'm confessed to caster comp season. Yeah, Skeezy. I played beta for like 60 days straight, pretty much. And I can tell you... It is looking very much caster-oriented, but it's also, keep in mind, still incredibly bugged, dude. Like, there's so many bugs for things. Like, the fact that VDH is very, very good on beta might not actually last, which is important to know. This is going to hit me pretty hard. No, all good. Dude, Bear feels so immortal right now. But it does indeed seem like a caster season. Kicks are a little bit less important. Absolute perfect CC chains are a little less important. There's really no dungeon quite like Priory, so you can get away with having not so many melee kicks. Like, there's not going to be a ton of things where you're like, oh, we just straight up, like, with full caster comp can't make this work. Like, you'll be able to make it work. Back up. There you go. I'll charge back. Bear with 1 buff can go to S tier if they nerf Resto. So, Bear is in an interesting spot because it actually does have Poison and Curse Dispel, which is valuable. It has Mark of the Wild, which is valuable. It does not have an AoE Silence, which is less valuable. That's the main problem with Bear. But actually, the 20% Aura buff is pretty decent considering that it is also very bugged. I would say that Bear is in a solid spot right now, and with a single buff that actually gives it enough, it's actually solid and could be in a meta contention position. But realistically speaking, it's just going to be another warrior, VDH, or paladin. It's the same as for healers. You could be like, yo, you know what? This Prez Evoker is actually looking pretty strong right now, because it is. Because Prez is actually not the worst tuning. Could use a little buff or whatever. But it's never going to be meta, because it doesn't have a group buff. So it simply cannot, because if group buffs exist, the meta healer in Midnight will be Resto Shaman, Resto Druid, Priest, or maybe Mistweaver. I suppose Mistweaver could be a part of that conversation if actually every single one of the many, 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 many factors lined up for them. But probably not. I would assume Mistweaver is just not going to happen, though. Going to get nerfed. The heal seems really strong. No, I don't think they'll nerf that. But it's one of my favorite things about Bear right now is the fact that I actually do have meaningful off-healing. Yes, so basically, VDH is super positively bugged. And if you're not familiar, some of the bugs are pretty wild that they haven't actually fixed them yet. Like, some of the bugs for VDH are hilariously bugged. Not just a little bit, though. However, Warrior is also not that bugged right now. And Warrior is sturdy enough. It's not exactly a good season for Warrior, to be honest. There's a lot of magic damage in these dungeons and some bleeds and stuff. But nonetheless, Warrior is sturdy enough it can live. So if that gets a damage buff, then Warrior could be really, really good. But again, you have to be now valuing attack power, which is not necessarily a given. Okay, Lunar Beam right here. Don't die. Do we have percentage? It's 93.68, but I can't actually see if we have 0.68, and it's been a while. This is percentage, right? If not, we have to do a pack before last boss. Anything can work. In a world where VDH and Resto Druid is very good, Caster's going to... Yeah. The thing is, Resto Druid, they will have a very hard time nerfing it if they don't want that to be the best thing. There is no real way to nerf Resto Druid right now without over-nerfing them. Because of the damage profiles of these keys, Resto Druid is going to be very, very powerful. What's the most schedule for the rest of the... Oh, sorry, here. Yo, what's up, Grim? I missed the YouTube comments. I apologize, though. Are you still here, Azor? I was going to respond to all the things that you were saying. My bad. So in terms of meta, also keep in mind, there are 2 months until the season. Mythic Plus doesn't start until March 24th, basically. So we have a lot of time, like a ton. It's a very important thing to understand right now. There's a ton of time, and they have Heroic Week to tune. So they're definitely going to tune for Heroic Week. Therefore, I think it's important to remember, though. I look at it, it's still not moving. The health bar. My health bar will move. On this if I actually drop mitigation. Like if I don't press Barkskin or Incarn right now, my health will move here. Devour, so that's the thing. They're releasing a new thing, so you would imagine that Devour is going to be buffed enough that it gets... But it has fundamental gameplay problems. Anything that has a ramp or a specific extension-based cooldown gameplay, right, is interesting. Those don't tend to be very meta in keys. You have to play around it. So I'm not... The Devour is an interesting conversation, because you would assume it's going to be the best, but not necessarily. Perfect route, but I kind of forgot that I don't have to do that extra pull. I figured it'd be easier. Which DPS are you leaning toward? It's a good question, Grim. Sorry, I always miss YouTube. What specs are you thinking about playing? If I was to not play tank, then one thing I really want, and this is something I will have this regardless. So I know going into midnight, I'm like, hey, look, I'm going to play, I'm going to have one tank for sure, and I'm going to have one DPS, and then maybe the tank spec that I choose will also have a healer. So like Guardian Druid is probably going to be my tank spec of choice. If I play Guardian Druid, then I would have access to Resto Druid as well. Although I do not really like Resto Druid myself for what it is worth. Not a huge Resto Druid enjoyer, I will tell you. And it's because I don't know whether I'm supposed to be in cat form or not half the time. Filthy Noir. Yo, thank you for the sub. Hi, Lara. How's it going, Lara? Survival looks dope as fuck. So, Survival is actually doing really well, which is scary, because if anything is doing very well on beta, it's probably getting nerfed, like, real quick. So I'd be wary of Survival. It already has been nerfed when it didn't really need it. Like, it was good, but it wasn't that good. So we'll see. You actually don't want to be S tier. Like, if you're looking at Midnight tier list right now and you're like, damn, that looks so good. Run. That's no good. You don't want to do that. That's bad. You do not want to be S tier in the beta cycle. That's actually, you want to be solidly like, okay, my spec seems pretty solid. It's all going to be okay. You know, like, you really don't want to be doing that good. How are you? I'm doing pretty good. I slept last night. Like, I woke up and I didn't feel like I just exited a war zone. It's kind of wild because I always feel like I've exited a war zone. Every time I wake up, for example, I never actually feel rested. My entire life, Lara, I have gray parse sleep. Single digit. I am very, very bad at sleeping. So it was weird that this morning I woke up and I was like, interesting. And I like moved my arm and I was like, why does that feel not terrible? And I was very interested in this. It was this potentially, maybe you're I mean, there's a lot of reasons, probably. I have a ton of genetic health conditions. People have no idea how chronically ill I have been for most of my life. And they contribute, all of them, to sleeping issues. But yeah. Sleep, not good for... I'm just not good at it. Grim Hetton, are you still there on the YouTube? You asked me what the schedule was for the rest of the basic for tanking. I will eventually make all of them. I've made VDH right now, and I've made Prot Pally. In terms of what else I will decide to do next, I'm not sure. I would probably do Blood DK next. Brew is the hardest one for me. I know a lot of people have been asking for Brew. but I would have to actually take a little lesson on it because that tank is not something I am very familiar. I've played it casually, and by casually I mean throughout the years I've played it in a 15 or a 16, but I've never done high keys, like push keys, where I'm really at risk of dying on my Brewmaster. That's not something I'm used to. That tank is different. And my head, it doesn't really work with my head that much. Yeah. So right now, Hamidao, do you know how many bugs currently exist for Guardian? The bugs are pretty significant. So if those get fixed, Guardian is looking pretty decent, I think. That will be a fairly significant damage buff by itself, just fixing the bugs, which hopefully they're going to do, right? Like, you would imagine they're going to fix the bugs. You look badass in that Paladin outfit, to be honest. Wait, what Paladin outfit? Wait, me? Paladin outfit? What? What Paladin outfit? Which one? What? No. I have cosplayed before, but I don't think I've ever cosplayed as a protection paladin. It is an interesting conversation, though, to see what will the bugs happen, though. They said artwork, so I'm guessing some more artwork. I want to bears a dynamic. GG's. That felt pretty easy. I was not at risk of dying. I could definitely live several key levels higher, but my damage is pretty abysmal. You know, finishing Dawnbreaker with 21k is like, it's okay. Oh, the YouTube thumbnail. Yeah, I don't know how to actually make stuff. Like I said, I'm very bad at video editing, so I use AI for that stuff. That's not actually my cosplay, obviously, but I do think it'd be pretty cool. You know? Yeah, I use AI for the thumbnails. I don't know how else to do it. I should take a class, to be honest. I should probably learn, but it's not something that I'm very familiar with, to be honest. I'm quite bad, though. I don't think imbalance, because right now on beta, even with a 20% aura buff, Guardian Druid is tanky, but it doesn't compete for damage. And I'm kind of sick and tired of the meta perception of... You know what? Hold up. Let me go on a little rant here. Fuck it. I will send you this take. I'm a little sick and tired of tank meta being determined by tank damage, because right now I have to sit here and say Guardian is looking really tanky, very solid. It'll totally live, and it has Curse to spell, Poison to spell, it has Mark of the Wild, it's got all this stuff, but since it does 15% less damage than VDH or something else that also has all this stuff, it won't be meta. I'm a little tired of that being the reason that tanks are or are not meta, because that's a weird take. Do you know what I mean by that? I'm a little bit unfortunate that that is true. I think that they really need to just... I think that one of the ways you save tanking is you homogenize tank damage. Okay? And homogenization in tank damage, I mean within 5%. As in, at the end, including group buffs, if they don't remove group buffs, I think it's about 5% that tanks need to be. So right now, for example, Prot Warrior is so far ahead on retail than my Guardian Druid. My Guardian Druid might be able to live the same keys, might be able to group the pulls, but I'm like 20 to 30% behind. And that's just, especially single target. If it was 5%, I wouldn't feel as troll. And tank meta is determined by tank survivability. I don't know about that, Ham. I feel like in Midnight, with the pruning, all tanks should be able to live, because although there's a lot of tank hits and busters and everything like that, I wouldn't say... Oh my god, 22 Flood. 22 Flood. Or 22 Prio. Preference? Okay, both of those sound pretty tough, but we can do... And Brew must be deleted. Brew needs to always be 4th DPS. I think that they do need to make tanks do more damage, but I don't think that's for me. I don't think that's for you, Ham. I think that's for people who are getting into tanking, because you won't find new tank players if tanks don't look appealing to play, and tanks look appealing to play when they do big numbers. So for example, let's just say that this is how much damage. This is, keep in mind, I'm playing a build that doesn't do a lot of damage. I'm chilling right now, so don't at me too much, okay? But let's assume that this overall is what tanks do. So I am doing less than 50% of my lowest DPS. So let's assume that it's something like 30 to 40%. That's too low, right? Like that, but that's too low. Now, here's the thing, Jacob. There's a solution. What's up, Lona? There's a solution. Watch this. When you start a keystone, you simply cannot, okay? You simply cannot have 2 tanks. Easy solution. How about that? What if you just limited it to 1 tank, and then 1 tank does 80 to 90%, but you can't play 2? You just can't start a keystone with more than 2 tanks. And then I don't know what they would do for raid, but I think that that would inspire a lot of people to tanking for sure, though. Yo, what's up, Yu? The Egyptologist. Wait a second. There was somebody in my YouTube comments with the name Egyptologist. No joke. I remember this name very particularly. Are you from YouTube? Yu, are you from YouTube? Because I remember somebody commented something and I read everybody's name. That was me? Okay, because there's not many Egyptologists. And in the comment, I thought about asking you what that is. I distinctly remember this, actually. Okay, can you tell me now, since you're on stream, what is an Egyptologist? What do you guys want to do? Arson, Rain, thoughts? Sam, do you have a preference? You got a preference? So I researched the Persian period of Egypt. You just really like... Why? What got you into that, out of curiosity? What brings you to research and be passionate about this? With all the rage spent on fur, I work with hieroglyphs. Can you read hieroglyphs? Ara, okay. Ara it is. What level Ara? Wait, what do we have? Ara also have 21. Wait, who has Ara? Who has Ara? Warrior damage is so high you can't play other tanks, basically. Yes. That's actually what it is, though. Good morning. Hi, Honey Badger. I was an undergraduate, learned hieroglyphs, then my mentor, then got accepted into PhD. That's actually so cool. I'm the sort of person where I like people more as a concept than I do in person, but for what it's worth, I love hearing people tell me what they're passionate about. You could be like, the thing that gets me, the thing that I care about, the thing that I love is sea cucumbers. And I would be like, okay, tell me about sea cucumbers. And I'm invested in that conversation. I personally might not care about sea cucumbers, but now all of a sudden I'm heavily invested. So I just like people who are passionate about something. I have 22 Priory. I'm already at Flood. I'm down for either. I feel like Flood is harder, no joke. It's out, but I'm too tired from the gym. Okay, let me just decide what we're doing. 22 Priory. 22 Priory it is. I make the choice. I'll make the choice 22 Priory. Let's go. Let's see if we can do it. I think that Priory is more doable than Floodgate, to be honest, though. Did you do any housing stuff yet? No, I thought about it. And it was super fun to do the housing stream, but no. I just recently had sea cucumber for the first time. What a weird texture. The reason I talk about sea cucumbers is not because I'm watching any sort of weird videos, Yu. The reason is because I was watching Culinary Class Wars, the Korean cooking show, and apparently sea cucumbers are like a delicacy. And I was like, what? Really? Also, hi, Luigi. What talents are you running? Alvin, this song. Sorry. Yeah, good call. If I don't respond to the YouTube comment, always come here because YouTube chat's there and Twitch chat's here. Yup. Here. These are the talents that I am currently running for Bear. I know that Dal actually was running this. He changed these two here. I'm not sure which is technically better, but this feels good to me. Something like this. It's a no raise, no maul build, basically, where I'm just spamming Ironfur. I am eternally tanky. You will watch on this first poll how much my health moves, and I will not die. I feel super tanky playing this, but it is significantly less damage. This is a 22 Dawnbreaker we just did. It's doable, though. And keep in mind, we timed that 22 Dawnbreaker with, what, 4 or 5 minutes left? So I don't know what the cap is on pre-patch for what keys or, what you can do. Probably has got to be pretty high, but You do 20s with all tanks. Blood gets 1 tap 21 without the cheat death. Instead, it's just so bad. In AoE, you lose aggro. To be fair, VDH aggro is a skill that you can get much better at, I will say. Yes, I agree. Ham, I kind of agree with you in terms of the fact that what Warrior feels like is just, it's such little effort to do so much. Why wouldn't you play it? I am actually so curious about the hieroglyph thing. There was a story I saw on TikTok, which I do have one. But basically, there was a story I saw on TikTok about this ancient hieroglyph that was discovered, and they were like, oh my god, I'm so excited to translate this. It must be some scripture or some this or some that. But it was actually just some, I think it was a teenage boy writing to his mom or something, and he was just like, hey, or no, it was some mom writing about her teenage son, and she was just like, stop being weird, or what, I don't remember what it was, but it was some like random, just casual letter that was written. I don't remember the story now. But they thought it was going to be so exciting, and they were like, we're going to uncover some secrets, and it was just like, he's going through a phase. But yeah, Warrior is pretty low effort for a lot of results. Highest priority is 53. Yeah, well, that was because of the exploit, keep in mind. They never walked that back. That was an exploited run. The gear, early on in pre-patch, there was some absolute exploits going on, and it was wild. It was the Wild West, originally. That's not a thing anymore, though. Alright, shall we? Let's do it. I'm okay with these talents. I'm okay with this. Let's do it. Oh, this is not my key. Alright, 22 Priory. Show the build again. Yep, here's the build. 22 Priory, here's the build. I am not worried about myself in this key. I will be immortal. Like, this current version of Guardian is absolutely immortal. However, I will certainly not be doing max damage. I'm okay with that. I'll make the trade-off, and I know this Gather super well now, so I'm going to basically go Boomy, Starfall there. My health will not drop past this point. I wait, I Bark Skin, but I don't press anything else. I'm going to wait, I'm going to wait, I'm going to wait. Then I'll hit the Lunar Beam and the Incarn and the weapon to do max damage once everything actually funnels in. I will not Vortex just yet. I want to use my Vortex as a stop. Again, my health not going to move whatsoever. How do you figure out routes or tactics for new dungeons? I have played beta for like 60 days straight. I'm actually literally kind of newer to retail. I haven't played retail in a long time. So practice. Just straight up practice. Oh, I had pre-incarn up. I don't know if you've noticed this, but I've been playing completely blind because I've been playing Guardian Druid for a while. I have no cooldown manager to track anything. I'm going to save my Evoker. Nice regrowth there. Yeah, I'm not tracking stuff for what it's worth. I don't feel like I need to because I know my uptime pretty well. I don't know if you remember, but last season I attempted to do this key completely blindfolded. It was wonderful. It was a hilarious challenge, and I kind of pulled it off. It was close. It was really, really close. I did a plus 15 Priory with a blindfold on, as in I actually couldn't see my screen or anything. Okay, we'll chain him in. Knight died. Perfect. Let's go pull both of these packs here. All right. We're going to pull both of these. I'm going to just position myself against the stairs and then Lunar Beam. I don't want to kick this just yet because I want to be positioned right here for the knockback. And then I'm going to Vortex here for the Archer that might jump out here in a second. I'll group them. I'll wait for the in-cap roar. Yeah, that was such a good key, actually. I want to do it again, potentially. Whoops. That guy's still alive, my bad. And I kicked the wrong target. Hold up. I'm trolling. War Stomp now for the heal. I'm going to Incarn here. The other guy will be coming shortly, so I have to just watch out for that. We're going to watch those kicks. I think on 22, even though it is pre-patch, obviously it's a pre-patch key, so we're just having fun. This is not like a super serious sweaty Priory or anything, but nonetheless, you seem passionate with Priory. Any dungeon that's hard for a tank becomes something that you get passionate about because it becomes a flex, not just a flex, but a little bit of a source of pride as a tank to say, this is a very difficult dungeon, but I'm going to do it well. Priory is one of them. There's so many little tank things about I want to keep this chainmail closer to this archer so that we can have some funnel. I'm going to go up during that circle, during the pat over here to grab some more funnel with these footmen. Like, there's so many little things that you can do to min-max Priory that it's a very brain-on type key. And the archer should be dead behind me. It is just a little bit more health, but we're going to get either a grip up or it's going to come over here. We can fight this on the stairs. It's not ideal. There's just so many little min-max tips, and now we've had this dungeon out for a long time, though. I mean, Grim Batol was also something where I remember getting a lot of messages in Season 1 because no one wanted to tank it, and I would get messages saying, hey, will you come tank Grim Batol? Hey, we've got a 16. Hey, we got a 17 Grim Batol. Like, you want to try it? And I would be like, in my head, I'd be like, oh, not really. But it was a source of pride that I was like, yeah, but you do want me to tank your Grim Batol or your Stone Vault. Like, am I perfect at it? No, sometimes you would floor Paul first pull. But at the same time, like, it was very difficult to find anyone to do it. And I was somebody that people could trust to tank. So I like that. So from that perspective, I'm not saying I like Grim Batol in general. Please never bring it back and never design a dungeon that bad ever again from a tank perspective. But I played Prot Pally, and I think that I had a lot of great saves with my Spell Ward and my Lay on Hands and stuff. And I like Prot Pally specifically because that's a beautiful pat, actually. Holy, watch it pull, watch it pull, watch it pull. Whoa. It's okay. He's going to come back. We just have to go pat through. He's not going to be able to grip this, and they're in a very suspicious spot. If those Lynxes pull, it's GG's here. He's going to get here in a second. I'm going to get that sharpshooter in. 1 second, though. No, this is actually a no-raise build. Let's call it personal preference. But at the moment, I am, in fact, playing a zero-raise build. It is a Boomy Starfall moment. Yeah, I don't know. I think that it's actually fun to min-max the game. However, I don't believe that it should be designed that you have to. I think that when min-max becomes a choice, you say, this is fun. And when min-max becomes a requirement, you say, this is a chore. So that, I would say, is the difference between something like Grim Batol versus where we are right now. Whereas this is like I'm not really struggling for my life. It's just I'm trying to execute good tank gameplay. So I know I can chain over here and we can go this way and I can grab aggro, so I'm faster on this pull. Because before, I should have been ahead of him. He was just giga fast, and I was a little slow, though. You know what I mean? So there's all these little things you can do. Is my main for Midnight going to be Bear? Rasmus. I will always play Guardian because it's my favorite tank. So for sure, I'm going to play Guardian. But will I main Guardian? I don't know. Actually. I don't know. Because I've also mained Prot Pally, and I've also mained Prot Warrior. Like, I play all the tanks, except for Brewmaster. I'm not a very good Brewmaster. And I won't play Blood DK in a competitive season because straight up, my ping, and it just doesn't fit my playstyle. Even if the ping wasn't an excuse, which is... It's half an excuse and half a legitimate thing. Because remember, I'm always playing with at least... It's actually pretty good today. I'm not going to lie. My ping feels pretty decent today. 265 world. That's not too bad. So I'm at 265 world these days. I just don't think I would enjoy a season of Blood DK. That tank is a little bit too anxiety-inducing for me. Like, I just never... I don't feel safe. So I would rather play a tank where I feel a little safer, I think. Doesn't fit my playstyle. Between Star Wars Bear and Druid of the Claw Bear, it does not fit your insignation. I like the Laser Bear, personally, but a lot of bears are big physical bears. They like Druid of the Claw 100%. They're big Druid of the Claw enjoyers. I am not, because it's a proc-based gameplay, and I don't know for a fact that I will get that proc. And I don't like my survivability being tied to a proc at all. I want to know my rotation before I do it because I don't want to have to think about it. So for me, any spec that involves proc-based gameplay is not for me. I know this about myself. Also with DPS, it's the same thing. So when I choose a DPS to play in the season, I will choose one that the rotation is consistent and has less procs and stuff to keep track of, which is a lot more accessible in Midnight, though. I've never really settled on one. Try everything. You know what? Just try stuff. The truth is, I think that it's kind of a lost art in World of Warcraft, but just try new things. There's no reason you can't, especially if you have beta access. Beta is like the best time to literally just experiment. What would you like to try? How would you like to play? Etc., etc. I'll hold in card here. Does that make sense? Just like have fun with it. In my opinion. I know some people, they don't ever want to look like a fool. So you want to play the things that you already know you're good at. And that's very fair. But for me, I don't mind looking like an idiot. So I'm kind of down to just play things. Oh, the pre-patch event? All right, hold up. I want to know, how bad is a pre-patch event? I haven't done it, so I really want to know. Nobody pulled, right? No butt pull there? Perfect. What's the pre-patch? I don't even know what the pre-patch event is. Out of curiosity, what is the pre-patch event? Okay, this boss will probably still kill people, right? Like if a cast goes off, I'm assuming it still kills people. That's going to be on the DK. He's fine. And then here we go, though. I lagged out because there were too many people in the Twilight High. What is the Twilight High? What is the pre-patch event? I actually don't even know what it is, to be honest. Let's see if we can game this for what it's worth, though. 5 minutes of questing, and then you AFK at the rare spawns. What do you think their dispassion for making better spawn timers actually is? Why do you think they are just so hesitant to actually make... Yeah. The timers is off. Let me get that kick there. So it's the overlaps that you want to be careful of. Technically, if you're gaming enough, the only kicks that will kill somebody is if a maul goes off on top. Like, he's going to live that kick right there. Ooh. Hey, that cast looks a little long. Is that Curse of Tongues? Yo. Oh, we overlapped. Care. Is that Curse of Tongues? Because that looked kind of... That cast looked a little slow. Let's go up. Let's start moving up now. Interesting. Yeah, this warlock, he is not just any warlock. This is Arson. He is a Giga Affliction warlock. He only plays Affliction warlock. You know how we're talking about alt gaming? He literally only he's like the actual master at Affliction warlock. Yeah. But the thing is that I really respect anyone. Yeah. It's not just dedication. It's the fact that he's been playing it for whatever it is, 10 years. I don't know exactly how many years he's been playing, but a long time. He's also just a nice, chill dude for what it's worth. He's a really cool guy. He is a cute cat. He got cats. You should go say hi sometime. But anyways, anybody who's played an off-meta spec, I mean, the thing is, man, AF takes some dedication. Like, it's not just that he's playing an off-meta spec. It's that he's playing Affliction Warlock. That's like being a survival hunter main. I'm going to let that kick go because he's going to be fine. I'll only kick now. That's like being a survival hunter main or like a main. Like, that's a tough spec to be so passionate about. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't even really play Destro or Demo. Although he did once tell me that he would consider it if we were ever, like, pushing in a season and he had to. But I think that is incredible dedication, personally. I just play what I think is fun. That's the best way to play WoW, unless you have a very specific goal, and on top of that, you do not have friends. Can I be honest with you, Jacob? Something that isn't talked about enough with World of Warcraft. You should absolutely Fodom reroll if you want to push very competitive keys and you don't have any friends. You kind of need friends to play off-meta specs. It's just a fact of the matter. If you're going to be pugging competitive content, you really just have a friends list. The friends list is the key. That's what you actually need to be successful in keys. It's just a friends list. Will Bear be off meta again? We don't know, Rasmus, technically. We don't know, but also remember that a plus 10, you can play anything. A plus 12, you can play anything. A plus... Care. Watch the kick here. You know? I have friends. I'm also okay with not having friends. I want to change the way that I play World of Warcraft because I have an extensive friends list, but to be honest, I don't use it. And I would like to change that. I would like to play with some more consistent people. I'm kind of a little bit burnt, you know. I'm a little tired, I will say, about what pugging feels like. And it's just because you can't, I don't even get the chance to do the keys that I actually want to do. Like, let's say in the season that I want to be able to try tanking a harder dungeon, I don't even have access to it. Like, I can't even do it if I wanted to. This was a very extremely clean boss, considering we have no MRT note, no assigned kicks whatsoever, in fact. And we are just gaming. So that makes me pretty hopeful. I feel like this key, maybe we'll just grab it. Oh, I shouldn't have lunar beamed there. Hold up. Okay. I have the bleed on me. 1 second. So this is the gaming pole. 1 second. I'm going to do this for aggro. Giga gaming, Giga gaming. That Starfall will save it. Hold up. Not going to die, not going to die, not going to die, not going to die. Holy. Every tank knows the pressure of this gather. This is big pressure here, man. Big pressure gather. Big pressure gather. Okay, they're going to get the kicks. I'm going to trust them. I can't dive back in for a kick on the back end of this. Holy. That was some gaming right there. Hold up. Incap it. Good. Caster's dead already. Yup. Yeah, that would probably be the time of the key where my health is going to drop the most. A little scary, a little scary. We're going to back up. I'm going to telegraph my movement. Everyone will know exactly what direction I'm moving in. And then I always back up the same way. So then there's going to be a path to the left that we go through. Yep. Not yet. Not yet. We're doing... our key timer is so chill right now. Let's just pull this a little bit safer. So let's get at least one of these paladins dead, and then I'll go chain in. And then I'm going to back up here, though. Did I see you going to Boomy form? Yeah, yeah. Do I not get one shot? So there's a new talent, but also I just gamed it so that I was ahead with my Stampeding Roar. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Oh, aggro. Oh, okay, I got it. That lunar beam ticking was a little late. Oh, close, close, close. Yep, Starfall. Actually, kind of a Giga thing. You can Starfall. Yeah, I'll show you how much damage it does. It's a 2-minute cooldown now for Bear, but you have access to this now. It helps with aggro. Pull the entire room after boss. We were having this conversation earlier, but something that I have a little bit of a problem with is just because you want to limit test as a tank doesn't necessarily mean it would be fun for your group to limit test as a tank. So sometimes you should actually play a little bit more like, how am I going to be able to support my team and enable the pulls? So let's say that we were actually serious about timing this 22 Priory. I'm going to be looking at my timer and using my understanding of this key to actually make a decision about how I'm going to route. I could route it more aggressively. I could decide to slow down the pace a little bit. It's not always the right choice to just go, 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 go. I'm going to get that kick right there. Perfect. DK and I had the same thought. I'm going to Vortex Typhoon this next set. Right here. Perfect. So, yeah. But the idea is, it's not about what I can live. It's also about how I can enable my DPS. They do more damage than me. I'm not trying to pad based off of my own incarn, etc. Okay. Let's wait for this toll to go out. Kill this caster, and I can chain in. Good. Rain is solid. I trust them. So I'm going to chain in now. I'm going to incap that first heal, and I'm going to kick this. So, for example, there, technically I could have chained even faster, but this is as aggressive as I'm willing to go, considering the fact we have this key right now. I'm going to heal my healer, but there's an overlap here that can kill people. And I know that because I have also healed this dungeon. So I know on the next set of tolls, I don't mind sending my survival instincts. I can also emergency typhoon if this is going to kill anyone, though. I feel like I'm gaming again. I mean, I don't know. It's pre-patch, but at the same time, I'm actually having a lot of fun with doing keys that I did not get to do before. Kick that. Nice. Perfect. We're really doing such a good job for the fact that we are not in comms, not coordinating whatsoever. There's actually, we're super clean with it right now. Yep. What do you guys think? Right now, 15 minutes, second boss. You think we win this? I think we win this. Because Priory. I'm a little bit locked in, yeah. Normally, these keys, I mean, especially on Guardian, I just feel so immortal right now. Like, I'm not really that locked in, but I am kind of locked in right now. I'm invested, man. And this is where the conversation actually comes up, though. should tanks be just immortal? Like, should you have to fight for your life? The thing is, I really think in my perspective, man, I'm having a great time tanking this, but I'm not worried about living. There's the one pull I have to lock in for. Me. I soak this one. I have Incarn. I'll just soak it. So there's like the one thing. I don't actually want to be fighting for my life the whole key, because my expression as a tank player is actually... Whoops. My expression as a tank player is the fact that I can route this better. And again, my knowledge of the dungeon, the pacing that I set, my ability to understand when to chain, how to group, how to do this. And it's like all those little things are what I'm locked in about. But I'm not fighting for my life, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Yeah, don't give me infinite CC. The infinite CC argument is bad because if tanks have infinite CC, then the expectation is that you will have to use it. And I think that that is destructive and not so good. I'll get one, and my DK will get the rest, I'm sure. He's going to wait for his AMS to come back up, and it's right now, yeah. But I can just take one real fast. Hey, Haru. How's it going? You see what I mean, though? Like, so, for example, this is a very engaging tank key for me, but I'm not exactly in danger of dying. So I don't think that's what makes tanks fun. I just want to be able to do right by my team. Like, I want my team, I want to finish this key, and I want them to say, man, I'm really glad that a Wu is my tank and not that other dude. Like, that's the truth of it, right? Like, that's kind of that's what I'm after. No, I mean, like, that's the mentality of tanking, though, is like, I just want to do good for my team. But it's a little bit less personal. Like, whether I do 1k more DPS or not doesn't matter, because I just don't do enough damage on pre-patch for that to be a consideration. Like I said, it depends how serious you are about the key. Is it just troll? Because if it's just a troll key and it doesn't really matter, then by all means, do whatever you'd like. Okay, my DK will get this. He's going to AMS. If I need to take one, I will. Looks like I'll just take this last one. No problem. Back into bear form. A little Feral Frenzy there. Feral Frenzy, by the way. Big damn. You can see the top damage single target right now. So, I don't know. I just think that when they design things for tanks, yeah. But I just think that the design space for tanks is limited. I don't think they should just add a bunch of tank busters to a key. Let's put it this way. I think that it's pretty destructive if they just add a bunch of tank busters to a key. Hamida, have you played beta at all? Yeah. Well, I think that tank damage should be homogenized within 5%. As in, I really think that, though. He'll be distracted by casting. That's true, Onos, though. I do get distracted. I mean, everyone knows if they play with me in a season. For what it's worth, though, that's not unexpected. Everyone kind of knows this about me, and I'm very honest with people, too. If I'm ever going to be on a Mythic Plus team, I'm just like, hey, guys, just so you know, I'll be streaming and having a good time, and I might be having some ice cream on the side. So just be aware about the fact that it's possible I will die, and I'm okay with that. But like 5% of our keys are probably going to be lost because I make a very silly mistake as a tank. This will happen. 11 minutes here is pretty good, 65%. So we're at the 66% mark. What we're going to do is I'm going to incarn this. Our timer is not like free. Like, we still got a game here, but it's doing pretty good right now. What's up, Zoolandis? Dude, Zoolander is a movie I should rewatch at some point. Yo, what's up, Joseph? You're only human. Arrows are... Oh, yeah, not only am I'm so okay with making... Are you kidding me? Some tank players don't play tank because they think if they make a mistake, the key is just giga yeeted over and it's over. You know what I mean? Like, that's a completely different perspective on the game. But you have to be willing to make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Of course I stand in the puddle sometimes. Of course you stand in the puddle sometimes. That's just, you know, it's just a thing. Would you prefer if dungeons were really open? I think the problem with open dungeons is that how do you learn the route? So if there was an in-game system to help you learn the route, then absolutely. If there's no in-game system, I'm not sure. What's up, Zoolandis? What's good? Just chilling. tanking some keys. Guardian feels pretty immortal. I just want to make sure that we time this. I think our timer is tight. Yo, wait, Zooland is just subscribed as well. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I'm actually so excited. I was just saying to everyone that I really want more consistent people to play with in Midnight because pugging is just, you know, pugging is a beast. Pugging's tough. Okay, I'm gonna speed this up just a little bit. So now my routing decision, so this is a decision I'm making, is that the guy behind me is still just gonna be dying now, but I want to have this pull already set up. So I think this was a good decision to route this fast. I'm gonna Vortex Typhoon that mage. Nice, perfect. I'm gonna Frenzied Regen now, and I'm gonna do this. I don't think our timer is too bad because my route, but we do need most of this room. I think everything. It's been a long time since I've only done Priory a few times in the last few months. If you have one death, so just in general, I think that tank players often focus on the wrong part of tanking, and it gets them into trouble and creates a lot of stress. So when I make a video about tanking, I just try to think, how could I help people feel more comfortable? And what could we focus on that would actually make a difference? You know what I mean? Ooh, my health dropped there, didn't it? This is going to be a little bit tough. Maybe I shouldn't have chained that fast. I don't think I need to be that aggressive at the moment. But I just want to grab this. After this, we should have cooldowns, but remember, I don't have Omni cooldowns, so I can't actually track it. But basically, in my opinion, Ham, if World of Warcraft and Mythic Plus is going to survive, we need to get more tanks into the game. Would you agree with that? Just a general statement, we need more tank players. You know, 25% more tank players, 30% more. Like, we just need more people who are willing to try tank as a new player in WoW. Is Starfall from Enhanced by Fury of Nature? It is currently bugged as far as I know. Okay. Can we double this? I don't think you need to. I don't think you need to double this. Well, how do you get good tanks, though? But you have to start from somewhere. When I first started tanking, I wasn't a giga tank. I had to learn, right? So we do need, I agree with you, we need more good tanks instead of just tanks in general, but what do you think about our timer? Should I double this right now? We need the right side as well. I'm not sure. I don't think I need to double light spawn. I can chain the light spawn if need be, but I think we just kind of fight this. We could even go mid instead of right. Cooldowns? Let me ask. Can I just ask my team if they have cooldowns? I mean, I can just talk to them. Cooldowns? Question mark. Well, I was typing. All right, this is why you don't type. That's okay. The footmen are here. I'm going to go into the mini boss now, and we lost. Just don't pull the side. People just need to be aware of not like getting too close to the side, because normally that side pack is pulled already. Okay, so I'm going to make sure I have aggro. Watch this here, though. I was always a Giga Chat tank. I mean, I wasn't. Tanking has so much that I wish people would... Like, you know, one of the things I was really thinking about is there's no indicator in-game that tells you whether a mob is behind you. That's kind of silly, in my opinion. That seems like really low-hanging fruit, does it not? If you're a tank player, you know... It depends. If you're a Guardian Druid, it's not a big deal. But if you're... most tank players, that's like a really big thing. There's literally zero indication in-game whether or not you actually have a mob behind you. Okay, so after this, we need the right thing. And I was like, oh, why don't they just add that? Like, that seems pretty straightforward and easy to do. No? Okay, we're going to go over here now. The one light spawn cast is going to hurt. But our timer is a little bit suspicious, and I probably should have doubled the previous thing. Who's it on? It's on Rain. I'm going to help off-heal my healer then. He has Spirit Link. That's fine. In-cap Roar. Almost done with the mini boss. I might have to take one more at SI. Okay, 5 minutes is actually pushing it at this point. I should have doubled it earlier. It was my mistake. Watch my DK. He has Death Strike. Good. He'll be able to live this. After this, the idea is we pull the sides. I need to pull this in now. Hold up. Hydrate 2. Thank you. I will in a second. However, I need to make sure, JJ, that we time this key first, because I think I might have routed this in error. I should have been a little bit faster. I kind of thought we would be very chill on timer, and we are not, in fact, very chill on timer. So after this, we're going to take this caster, and then we bring the rest into boss. But why does it feel like I am missing somehow 1%? Timer is fine. I think it's pushing it, because we're going to have to take both of these casters in. Why am I missing 1%? Is there something left from this previous poll? There better be. Because otherwise, we're missing 1%, are we not? There's one footman left from the previous poll, no? Yo, I should be at 96%. Yo, did I make a fundamental routing mistake? Oh, shit. Good dispel, good dispel. Wait. No, 96%. No, hold up. I think there was one mob left from the previous poll. Watch the heal, watch the heal, watch the heal. Are we perfect right now or no? Bark skin turnarounds. Hold up. Remember how I talked about tanking mistakes? Are we 0.5% off? This doesn't look right. And also I think that we were probably just shy. We might have had it otherwise. Wait, no, these 3 footmen are 0.5 each. So I can't see. We're either 0.5% off or perfect. It's either 0.5 or perfect. I really... No. I was off with the route. What did I do? I'm looking at it, and we are definitely 0.5% off. Yes, because I realize I'm 0.5% off. It's a piece. I got disoriented because I am realizing that there's no way to save this key. What did I do differently? Wait, right, this. Pull the 2 packs over there. Was I supposed to pull the... Was this route the Lynxes? Like, what did I do? Where's 0.5 off? I think this route might have been the Lynx route, where I'm supposed to fight the Lynxes. Uh-oh. Yeah. I think our timer might have been absolutely perfect without the last death from... It would have been very close. That was pretty clean. I could have routed the last room. We could have doubled the light spawn. And then we definitely would have had timed. Was I supposed to go right instead of... Yeah. Well, I should have doubled the light spawn first of all. But on top of that... I'm trying to think in my head right now where I went wrong with routing. I'm not actually 100% sure. I think that this might have been the Lynx route. We didn't pull that. We went left over here. We did this. There's not really a lot else that I could have done. I think, was it this paladin instead of the light spawn? That doesn't make sense. That would be less percentage. Where was the one mob in Priory? Interesting. Well, it is pre-patch and doesn't matter that much, but my bad. Oh, I got disoriented again. That's why he keeps getting meleeed. I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, wait a second. You asked me earlier, should we have more open routes, Yu? That's a good question. Hey, Sonny. Good morning. Finally left work early today? Nice. What are you going to do with your free time? What's your day like today, Sonny? ITH. This right here is why people don't tank. Yeah. I will say... So, open dungeons are really cool, and I like different routing decisions, but I'm actually curious. I'm really trying to think to my head right now, what did I do wrong with the route? Because I thought that I was doing really good, but I fundamentally misunderstood something. There was one pull I did where I should have done a different pull. But as far as I know, this is like the pretty standard route for Priory. However, once again, I've only done a few, because I didn't play for the last few months, so Priory's been a second. And I must have combined 2 different routes in my head and not realized. I like the routing decisions, but I understand why it is such a massive barrier to the game. Let's put it this way. I understand where the barrier is and why people would not want to tank because of this moment right here. Right? I think pull 2, more than anything, about 200 people get positive about it. So, yeah, I would say that's true, though. I don't think a lot of people love routing decisions in World of Warcraft. It's definitely a few instead of a lot. Do you think it's worth it going by yourself and test pulls alone? No, because in the heat of the moment, I know Priory extremely well. What I did wrong here was that I had 2 different routes, because there's a bunch of different routes for Priory, and I combined 2 in my head. I'm not sure, genuinely, where I think this is the old school route that involved the lynxes. So just going, especially testing it on like a 0, doesn't actually also teach you as a tank where the pain points are. 0.5% off. Close. Pretty close. 0.5%. I'll never live it down. Now, what a lot of people will think is, oh, this is why I don't like tanking. But actually, it is okay, in fact, to make mistakes as a tank. Probably not in 22 Priory. But let me think about this for a second. I think overall DPS looked like that by the end. Is this right? This seems like it's a little low for me. Yeah, about 20k for me with this build. Yeah, a little bit. I should have doubled last room. Yeah, I wish that what I want to do right now is go into MDT and actually see for sure, but I cannot though. Did 81k. What lock spec were you playing? Moon? Damn, 81. Keep in mind, the polls were a little off. Not that off though. I feel like we did some pretty good polls. 81. Really? On this details meter? I don't think I've seen a single DPS do 81. That's very high. Let me go back and look. I have a feeling I know where it is for future Priories. The second pack that I pulled at the beginning of the dungeon, I think I was supposed to skip that and then take the pack to my left. That's probably where I actually went wrong, because I think that my route, this was the pull I had did before. Yeah, they fixed the gear X, but you can't do that anymore. And people did actually get banned for it, though. You know? I don't think so. I feel like Arson is pretty giga as AF. But I wonder if it's also just an in-game detail. So you don't take this pack, right? You don't take this. What I should have done was... No. Arson is like the giga AF Moon. He is like literally one of the best AF in the world, I was about to say. He is actually like a masterclass on AF. So that second pack right there, I normally don't take that one. So that one right there, I don't take. And then this one, and then that would have been percentage to just pull that pack anyways. Doesn't make him the best. That's true, but I've also played with him a ton, and he's a gamer for what it's worth. Arson is like a gamer, because it's not... I don't look at just overall DPS, because for what it's worth, that... Yeah, no, I'm just saying overall DPS is tuning, and sometimes tuning changes. Knowing kicks and defensives and just awareness and general stuff, like Arson is a gamer. He's really on top of it as a warlock. So I think that my route probably went here. I think I remember taking this. Yeah, I feel like your meter is probably... But that's, to be fair, is not unexpected, right? If I told you that the meter was... a little weird, you would not be surprised, yeah. I don't think one player should have to memorize every pull in every dungeon. If they don't, something the key gets bricked. I hear that. Is that the Bussy Sword? That's Caleb. We were streaming with him. With way bigger pulls? Why wouldn't you? No. I mean, do you have a log out of curiosity? It makes me wonder. I look at my details and I wonder if this is correct. Like, is this what you see on Arson's stream right now? Out of curiosity? I do not. No problem. No problem. We're not disbelieving you. I just think it might be a bug within the game. Either my meters are showing less or yours are showing more potentially. I don't think I've seen anyone. We did a 21 Dawnbreaker, and overall still look like this. But I could have pulled it more aggressively for sure. I have 22 Flood. I got 22 Flood if you want to try it. I've seen other people say, yeah, that's what I was going to say, though. I think it's, though, are native and details showing the same if run side by side? Good question. I don't think I have details enabled right now. Can do one more? All right, cool. Let me try it. Send it. See what happens. Was that with bugged gear? 200k and 22 aura. Hold up. 22k, 200k. That must be a weird meter, though. No, that must be a weird meter or something, though. Holy Priest? Yes, Beyblades. For pre-patch or for midnight? It must be a details thing. Wait, Beyblades for pre-patch or for midnight? That's what I thinking that must be it if you have details enabled. Either, really. For midnight beta, the build is linked right there, though. Who could we find, by the way? Got anyone on? Oh, yeah, but that route for sure was my bad, though. Not anyone on? Oh, we could take this guy. It is NA ping, but we could take a Frost Mage. Good NA ping. I wish I could link the route, but I cannot. Let me just get snack 5 minutes or so. No, Moon. No one is arguing with you. No one is doing that, by the way. Hey, Grim. How's pre-patch? I'm having a lot of fun with pre-patch. I do think I'll probably go back to beta maybe tomorrow or the following day. Like, I don't think I'll be playing pre-patch for that much longer, but I'm enjoying it for what it's worth. I'm having a really fun time. Guardian feels great. My damage a little low with this build. I could play a build that does a bit more damage, but I'm chilling. I'm having fun. But I do think, so I want to test healers and update the healer tier list. The healer tier list that I had made before was like second week of beta, and so much has changed since then that I would like to give it another look at. The tank tier list that I made is still I like that one. It's accurate. I feel like those are good takes. But the healer tier list, I need to update it. It's not quite right. Yo, let me just real quick. I need to go grab like a quick snack and then we run. Whiskey. I'll be right back real fast. No one's arguing with you, Moon. We were just saying we're wondering if the details are showing differently. Just because I haven't seen anyone do that overall either. Just out of pure curiosity. Like, even first pull of that dungeon, this was the highest we got. That was with Lust and everything. Lust pull. Possibly. I mean, maybe you did. I don't know. But no one's arguing with you, just to clarify. I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab a little cheesecake. Scott, just have a little cheesecake, little snack. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, my legs. Why am I so old? gotta do a floodgate. It's time to do floodgate. Oh, no. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, we're still doing the warlock damage? Okay, guys. I see the warlock damage argument, but look at this. Look at this. Look at... Oh, wait. Oh, no. Wait. Look at him. Look at him. What? We took him on a walk this morning, so he's feeling a little overstimulated right now. All right, we gotta go floodgate. Arson has to go after this. Look at... Oh, look at this. Wow. Oh, yeah. Wait, what this? What this? Wait, you have something else to say to the peoples? No? Yeah? What was this? Mm-hmm. Yeah? What else? What else do you have to say? What? Where? Oh, delicious. Yeah. So cute. I know. This is your cat name? Okay, so this one, he's Cookie. He is literally just, look at him. He's just a little baby. He's very cuddly, and he's very long, right? He is 9 years old. Where? Ready? He just wants attention all the time, and he's very loud. He doesn't really care what you do to him. He just wants you to love him. Yep. No, he doesn't really get mad. He just wants attention. So as you're touching him, he's pretty happy. Yep. Okay, so here's the thing. That's Cookie. This is Drew. If I did that to her, I would die. Okay, so this is Drew. Let me show you. She's sitting on the chair right there. That's Juju. She is a cat. If I touch her, you touch her like this. This is how you pet Drew. If you want to, you just approach her and you let her sniff you. And if she does that, you respect it and you say, okay. Yes, Cookie is going to be incredibly vocal this key, and we do have a key to do, so I'll already check. I think Cookie is sort of banned from this room while I am streaming because he, well, let's just say he's basically a sonic weapon. I love him, man. He's a cute fucking cat. I love him. He's not hungry at all. He's not hungry whatsoever. He eats a lot. We literally actually did an entire fish earlier. He's not hungry. Don't worry. They are well-fed cats. Hi, buddy. Okay. Juju, you can hang out here if you want. They are incredibly well-fed cats. Okay? So don't worry about them. They're not... What about second fish? He's just very vocal. He's basically a dog in a cat's body. I don't really know exactly how this works. Hey, what's up, Heels? So, Heels, for the first time today, we have not timed a few keys by a relatively close margin. That prior was like 45 seconds, and I'm like, okay, should I just play Druid of the Claw? Should I play a little raise, a little something? I could. It would not be hard for me to grab Raise this key. In fact, we can do it right now. But I still think that Raise with EC without the talent and the Apex is just, ugh. I don't think so. I genuinely don't. Like, for example, if I take this Mastery talent off and I grab Raise, but without the actual amp from this plus the tier set plus the Apex, I don't think Raise's EC is borderline even worth it. So I'll stick with this build. We just gotta play it clean. You start at deeper. What's the Apex again? Apex is basically just a massive... It's a passive proc, but it's also a big buff to the Raise Ravage playstyle. Not my key. Who key? Arson key, I think? Oh, shit, it is my key. Oh, my pre-incarn! My pre-incarn! No! My pre-incarn! It was my key. I was wrong. Mistakes were made. Hold up, my nose is a little itchy because I'm actually kind of allergic to cats. I mean, I'm just like a minorly allergic, so it's not a big deal. All good. I still have Incarn for exactly 1 second. I'm going to Moonfire that one. I'm going to Thrash when they're close to me. I'm going to Incarn a little early, unfortunately, but that's okay. Man, I hate this new cast at target. Cool. Vortex, Typhoon, pixel perfect stack. Look at that. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Shift, Starfall, back into bear. Oh, look at that. Wow. Wow. You see that? That right there, that is amazing tanking. Now, everybody thinks you gotta min-max your own damage as a tank. Actually, you wanna min-max your team's ability to do damage. And that, for example, Vortex Typhoon, yeah, the Starfall is pretty sexy, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of agree. So it's not like this build doesn't do damage for what it's worth. Dump the Arson to get his leg enchant. Wait. Do I even have the right enchant on? I'm not sure. I don't know what our damage will actually look like this key. I'm kind of curious. Very hyped to throw that in. It does feel incredibly fluid, and I feel like it's class fantasy done well. So, for example, here, I'm going to dash. I'm going to go stealth as well, just in case I accidentally go down here. I'm going to wait a second for those snipers to run past. 3, 2, 1, over here like this. Voila. A little frenzied regen shield there. Pull the hyenas. We have a DK, so if I want to speed this up, I can actually grab one crab here and then basically immediately go into this pack. Because I trust my DK. Now, I might have a hard time living, to be fair, because my Incarn isn't quite up yet. Barkskin, boom, here we go. Yeah, it's basically like a sort of Convoke-ish playstyle, I will say. I think it is tuned perfectly for something like this. Because if you don't do it, it is not the end of the world. And I think that that's exactly where it needs to be. So, 1 second. Aggro's going to be tough because they're blasting, and this was a staggered pull. So I got Lunar Beam up. Our aggro's good now. Perfect. I actually have to lock in there. You know what? This is a 22, and I was actually going to die, and aggro was a problem. So let me just Vortex Typhoon this all together again. Perfect. Almost perfect. I'm going to stay on that Surveyor. I'm going to watch my health for 3, 2, 1. Okay, so it shouldn't be tuned where you need to do it, because then it will feel very bad when you don't. Right now, it is tuned to the degree where it is a DPS increase, but it is just little enough that you don't have to do it. So I think it's pretty cool, though. The int enchant seems low. Interesting. I don't actually know. I am using... My enchant says 61 primary stat. Not my job to do that. I'm not the healer. What was I doing there? Okay, 2 crab. Boom. Divers. In 22, we're going to take this pack over here, and I trust my DK to grip the first caster. I'm going to get Moonfires ticking. A wild charge in. Boom. Here. And then basically, I will spend this entire time moonfiring from range for aggro reasons. Barkskin's up. Nice. Yeah. Convoke playstyle for bear was a little polarizing because a lot of bears were just like, yo, I'm definitely not shifting out of form to do this. I don't care how much of a DPS increase it is. There's literally no way I'm doing that, right? But I think it was fun. Personally speaking, it was definitely one of the more fun versions of bear. There's nothing that beats you being in, like, Mists of Tyrannosaith back in the day, and you just convoke the phase, or you Typhoon, and you're really, really you like, oh, this pack I can move, so I'm going to Typhoon them away, and then run, and then do this. Like, there's a lot of awesome things with that playstyle. It was that or Venthyr Bear. Those are the two most fun versions of Bear, I think. Because as fun as Convoke was, there's something special about hitting Ravenous Frenzy, Incarn, and then hitting Thrash literally straight for the entire duration of Incarn. Like, you just Thrash for 30 seconds, and you are Giga Omega top damage. There's something special about that, you know? Do you remember that? When the moats would spawn in Raid, for example, with the Faded Affix. I gotta stop putting my Lunar Beam over here. I keep using it as a kind of a rotational cooldown, but you have to actually target the mob in melee now. Okay, so I'm just going to grab this back into bear. I skipped Shadowlands, so I missed some shenanigans. Dude, man, did anyone... Heals, you played bear during then, right? Do you remember? The glory days of either Convoke Bear. Both versions of bear were amazing. But there was Convoke Bear #1, and then there was the Ravenous Frenzy Bear, of course. Do you still do Croc meta? Yeah, I'll pull Crocs in a second. Let me just tank this real fast. Not yet, because people are going to be blasting and no one's holding damage. We have pretty good prio here. I'm going to go grab them soon-ish. My route for 22 is definitely not a 22 route. My route is much more like a little bit of a lower key strat. Watch the snipers. So I want to pull them now. What's the highest I've seen my health on bear? Good question. Since pre-patch, you mean? So this is why you don't pull it early, because your team actually needs to kind of run away from them. You need to have a second and give your team a second. So now you can pull them up here, though. Yeah, no. So if your team is intelligent, they'll let you just take aggro for a second, and they'll run as it snaps up to them. Because it'll get healer threat for sure. And then they'll just pay attention and kind of run away. The key there is that you actually need your teammates to help you if you snap the crocs up at the right time and not wait for them to come. Because the right time is as you're killing off the Shrednators. Okay, now I have good threat here. Yep, good call, Ham. As you know, as everyone knows who has ever pulled crocs as a tank, it can be a very frustrating pull. So then I'm just going to reset my stacks preferably. A little Typhoon away, actually, just to make sure that I live. Perfect. Here we go. I'll roar. Ravenous Frenzy, Boomy. Okay, so Ravenous Frenzy, Boomy was an example of a spec where it was so global demanding that I did not enjoy it. It might have, again, just kind of been my ping problem. Like, maybe it was just a me with my ping issue. But, man, holy. That thing was an abomination, man. Last time you fell down pulling the crocs, amazing. I've done that once. I did that once, and you just pull them and you walk back. Cool. Perfect job with the bombs. I can keep him melee cleave range then. Yeah. Many keys have been... The problem is that you normally have a B-res, right? So you do the croc pull, and then someone dies to it, and then you B-res them, and then you simply have another death to this boss, somebody getting hit by the charge, and then you don't have a B-res, so then your floodgate is bricked. That's the real floodgate tech right there. How can you eat cheesecake every day? Yeah, what's up? And, oh, no, it's homemade. So I have a bunch of food allergies. Good question, by the way. Of how can I eat cheesecake every day? Because Kitty makes it for me. So I have to eat a very specific way. I'm not allowed to eat fiber, but also my stomach doesn't tend to like any sort of like filler ingredients. So effectively, I just don't ever eat food outside. If you find the food in a store, I don't eat it. That's basically the rule. So cream cheese, for example, when you buy it from Philadelphia, is not just cream cheese. It is actually guar gum and locust bean gum, which is fine for most people, like, and stabilizers and whatever. Yeah, it's fine for most people. It just, my stomach does not respect these ingredients. So I have to be just a little bit more aware with those types of things. But then Kitty can make cream cheese without preservatives, which is basically just milk and vinegar. Jacob, I could do a fucking great... I would actually be so good at it. Yeah. I've always thought that. I've always known that. I would be. Thank you for noticing. No joke, I think I would actually make a fantastic Joker. I think that I would be like... It wouldn't even be acting. It would just be my natural personality. Okay, 24 minutes here is really good. Clean run so far. Everything's going pretty well at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead of my team for aggro reasons. I want that crab and this crab for this route. We're going over here, though. My girlfriend says I'm a joke. Is that the same thing? It's not quite the same thing, but, you know, close enough. Okay, watch aggro here, though. Aggro is going to be the problem, so I'm going to get here real fast. I'm going to game the Starfall. I'm going to go back into bear form. And then it's just going to be an aggro pull. I'm going to go kick this. I'm going to Vortex Typhoon in the center. Everything is already pixel stacked, though, but I'm just going to stop the reload. SI to live here. Hey, how hard does Big Mama hit on a 22? Yo, how hard does Big Mama hit right now on 22? It can't be that bad, right? 22? Probably, like, decently. Like, she'll hit me, but not too crazy, I imagine. Let's pull these in now. so we don't have to worry about them too much on boss. I would say our timer is very good right now, no? Don't you think so? Timer is, like, incredible, considering the pace. Like, we're on really good pace here if we just keep it clean. It doesn't not hit on Bear. I mean, Bear is... be bad on a pally. I died to him, like, 19. I mean, let's find out. Let's see. Okay, so these inspectors we can take in for a little funnel. I got Vortex, so we'll just pull them into boss. All good. I really don't want to pull her now. I don't like this, but okay. First one, we'll have Bark and Lunar just because of rotational. I'm going to pull the contractors now, and then we'll go get the other guys during the phase. Vortex right here so that we don't have to deal with this next jump. I didn't notice that first hit. Did you notice that first hit? You think I could live it with just the Frenzied Regen shield at full health? I bet you I can. Wait. Where'd the damage go? Dude, I love Guardian Druid. I love this tank. All right. Yeah, for a second I was like, this might be really hard. It is in fact not. Bro, where was the hit, man? I think that I do think unfortunately the survivability is probably getting nerfed. I'm gonna Feral Frenzy that real quick on the phase, and I'm gonna go grab these. I'm pretty sure that where do you think they nerf it heals? I think it's Natural Resilience, which I actually think is so sad because it's such a fun part of the kit. Like I'm such an enjoyer of it right now. You know, but that's where I think they're gonna do it. That's just Lunar Beam, and that actually. So to be fair, Bear with just Lunar Beam. That was my weakest one. I'm gonna hold Bark for a second for the next hit. But I do think that Natural Resilience is a little bit... It's pushing... You think that UF gets nerfed? I don't think that they could nerf... It's going to be like Psychic Link at that point. They've already changed UF a bunch. The thing is that UF for EC is just thrash. I mean, I'm not mauling at all, right? Again, like, take a look at my damage heals. It's not... Is it as high as it could be? Absolutely not. 100% I fully acknowledge. The build I am choosing to play right now, that was without Natural Resilience Shield. I was late on that global. That was an invisible circle there. Be careful. Yeah, I mean, I'm not beating any DPSers here. I'm doing adequate damage, and I can still maul here. Because I'm not actually macroed Ironfur at the moment. Because I was... So this is actually... I'm not macroed Ironfur right now. Because I was playing... Like, I still want to be able to maul on moments like this. But, I mean, our timer is omega right now. 19 minutes is insane. Hi, honey. Oh, shit. I never swapped my camera back, did I? Yeah, I definitely didn't. That's okay. Can you guys still see me? I was showing you the cat earlier, and I forgot to swap my camera back, I realized. Weird angle. I definitely think that Bear is getting a little... It'll get tapped, I think. Because apparently, I thought that it was just the pre-patch tuning. But people have actually been telling me that they are struggling to live. Like Paladin, for example, is just straight up dying to a lot of this stuff. And that's interesting to me. But I also think that Midnight does not reflect this the same way. So this one's just going to be a Natural Resilience Shield here. Wait for it right there. Perfect. It's like a pre-Word of Glory. Basically, that plays exactly like Spell Block Word of Glory. Cool. Feral Frenzy on the jump start. Fair bit of damage. We want to kill it during this phase, but I also don't mind. I don't want to grab the soldiers because we're going to have to get the thing after. Hi, honey. Yes, I see you there. Try not to grab the soldiers because he's going to have to get the brick after. Wait, one Moonfire here. Frenzied Regen. Frenzied. Cool. Perfect, though. So much power is put into Apex Talents. 100%. It's one of the weirdest things, by the way. To set up the Starfire. You mean the Starfall? Absolutely. I'll tell you in a second. But Delineus, one of my big problems is that pre-patch testing is simply not accurate because it's gonna convince people that they know what their spec feels like, but actually the beta has specifically been tuned around the Apex talents like a lot. So without Apex talents, every spec is going to feel like a relative shell of itself, but some more than others. And that's the important thing to realize, is that it's not all equal. Some Apex talents are a bit more passive, but like 10% damage, but some of them are like 40%. Like there are some massive and some of them really change gameplay and some of them don't. So I think that it's a little weird to me. Oh, there's no way the mage was right there on front of that contractor. Little mistakes, they add up. So I think that that's a factor for it, for sure, is that we're not really getting to test as properly as we should be able to test. Let me focus a little bit. What's my incarnate? I'm just at 0 now, so I'm probably going to fill with an SI right there on this Warp Blood. Kick the trick shots. Ho, 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 ho. I've got myself here. I trust my healer to get everybody else. I fill with the Bark Skin now. And I rotate to a second SI if needed. We lost the mage damage, so this pull's going to live way too long. This would be a big personal moment here. I'm going to SI and Frenzied Regen myself. I don't trust the shift. Yeah, so all you have to do, Dwayne, basically, let me live this first, because I'm going to health potion myself and then health stone here in a second, because I'm where this pull is a very dangerous pull, actually. For it to live this long is tough. Okay. Boomy form, Starfall now. All you have to do to Starfall is just go into Boomy form. It'll cast based on the form you're in. So if you want the single target, then you have to go cat form before you cast it. If you want, so that's the difference. It'll just cast based on what form. Zenzar just subscribed. Yo, what's up, dude? How you doing, Zen? Excuse me, that Thrash missed. Oh, watch aggro. Oh, because that first Thrash missed. Okay, I'm going to in-cap the first one. I'm going to Vortex Typhoon. It's going to be me here. Hopefully we didn't overlap too much. Vortex Typhoon there. Perfect. And here. What's up, Zen? We're in a 22 floodgate, so I am relatively distracted. I wouldn't say very distracted, just relatively distracted. Just relatively speaking. Okay, some of these are definitely going off. Do you have to stun? No. And the reason is because there's a new talent that you can play. I have noticed it, but I didn't know it can miss. Is it just out of range? I bet you it's a melee range thing. Is it because you're out of range, heals? That's what I would imagine of why it would miss, by the way. I saw that you made a prop pally guide super helpful. Yeah, I have made one for VDH already. Although, oh, you can parry it. That's hilarious. Dude, parry as a mechanic is such a strange thing. Go start the boss RP. We'll play 3 divers on boss, just for easy time. Absolutely. Pitters, I already made a VDH guide, but keep in mind it is slightly outdated. That one is going to require me to update it because when I made it, Aldrachi was the play, and then they really heavily nerfed Aldrachi. So now it is no longer the play. Okay, watch kicks here. I still think you pull Swamp Face right away. And then I will have a plan for Lunar Beam, Threat, and Barkskin with the Frenzied Regen. Easy money. Hey, Crim. What's up, Johnny Rocker? We are in a relatively high key. So I am a little bit focused. A Vortex Typhoon comes out on that kick right there. Easy money. Voila. And then here, I'm going to Feral Frenzy and do this. And then go back into Bear. But hello, hello. How are you today, Crim? This one will be the SI, or just Lunar Beam should be enough with a immediate Hellstone. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, I just killed the mage. I hate the fact that my charge sometimes is a kick. I got panicked and I kicked and I didn't realize the bomb was right there. Okay, now that we're through all the hard part, technically speaking, we're going to be fine. Now that we're here, as long as we make no more mistakes, 0 problems from this point. Ooh. Easy. What's up, hero? It feels good to do challenging enough content that I actually have to lock in. It's been a while. Because on beta, there's really this mentality of like, hey guys, it doesn't matter. We're just chilling, you know what I mean, though? We passed 50 already on what? Oh, the sponsorship. Yeah. You see that? You mean the Opera GX one? Yeah. How? Okay, so the pre-patch event, I have only heard bad things. Yes, Kitty. I know, it was very exciting, actually. If you guys didn't know, like a few weeks ago, I got my first ever sponsorship for stream, which is super cool. And it's the gaming browser Opera GX, which is genuinely something that people were telling me to use for the longest time. Yeah. People were telling me to use it for like literally the longest time. And eventually I broke down and I was like, okay, I was still not going to end up using it until they sponsored me. And I am so fucking glad that I did because it is significantly better. I was using, to be fair, Microsoft Edge. So, you know, everything is an upgrade on that for what it's worth. Opera is actually amazing. And specifically because in Thailand, Wowhead is banned. So whenever I want to read patch notes or something, I actually can't access Wowhead. But since it has the inbuilt VPN thing, it's so much easier. Like, it makes such a big thing. That a new search? You can do exclamation Opera GX. It comes up with a link if you want to try it. Yeah, that's where I live, Zoo. But for whatever reason, it's just completely banned here. Can anybody do I don't know. Here. I'm not going to die. Bro, GX. Try it. It's free to download. If you want to try it, try it. It's a gaming browser. You can customize it if you want. Hi, Juju. One of my cats is saying, wait, attention, please. She's so cute. Also, Kitty, aren't you at a work lunch right now? Wait a second. Hi, Kitty. Yeah, just try it. Give it a shot. If you don't like it, that's cool. But I think it's actually... It's an improvement on what I was using for sure. If you're the type of person who really likes customization, then you can customize it a lot. I am not a big customization person. I'm a pretty, like, I just want this thing to work well, and it works pretty well for me. Okay, so now our timer is a lot more suspicious, but we're still good, right? Like, the 100%, like 10 minutes after Swamp Face is still good. We're not skipping the 2 guys before the end. Keep in mind, we are not skipping that. We're still okay here. I do love Thai food. If you ever get a chance to come to Thailand, you should. It is such an amazing place. Sometimes, Zoolandis, I do in real life streams to show off Thailand. At some point, I will. Okay, not going to die on this gather. Need to get that immediately. Nice grip. Beautiful grip. Okay, Vortex right away to settle in. The Typhoon comes out. Please don't aggro the other thing. Perfect. Whew. Yeah. We definitely have the damage in AoE. I'm not worried about that. How long have... Oh, actually like 8 years now. Yeah, I've lived here for a while. It has, in fact, been over 8 years. What's up, Helena? So I use the Zotoro browser plugin. Damn. Yeah, a long time. I'm so glad I moved here. It was actually not something I was planning on doing at all. But it's a very, very positive decision I made for my life. It just makes... Life here is something that I couldn't really ever imagine outside of here. Okay. That Inspector, I really don't want him to pull. I'm going to wait for him to jump out just once more. Because he can pull the other guy. Great. I'm going to go now. Trying to fix my sleeping schedule. It's not going that well. Yeah, I feel that. That makes sense. Hi, honey. Can you wait just a little bit? I'll give you a treat in a second. When a cat is bothering the chair. Okay. I'm a little dry here. Let me just settle in. Oh, what's up, Cable? Hi, Cable. We're in the 22 flood, and I'm going into the hardest pull, bar none. This is the hardest pull for me because I'm a little dry on defensives. Good night, Cable. Thank you for keys today. By the way, can I tell you one thing before you go? I have to tell you just one thing because this is important. You remember how you thought and your chat was like, yo, you're trolling because you don't have an item equipped for that streets we did earlier? Do you remember this? And you were probably felt kind of bad about it even though it was funny. You remember that moment? Okay, so I started that key with the wrong weapon equipped. So it was you and me both. I didn't realize, because the first key we did today, that I had the wrong weapon equipped. So it wasn't just you, just so you know. Yeah. Great minds think alike, man. We good? I think we don't even need to chain this. Our timer is Omega right now. Because this is percentage. Keep in mind, these guys hurt. I will be okay. I'll make sure I'll be okay first. I could use a Dispel, actually, because I pulled this with 9 stacks. I'll be alright. I got my cape proc. I trust Rain to heal. Holy. Okay, hold up. Wait a second. This is a little closer than I thought it would be. Hold up. Wait a second. Daedalus just subscribed. Yo, hi, Daedalus. Wait. Natural Resilience Shield. These Spark Slams are kind of no joke, actually. Not on 22. I am noticing my health bar moving for the first time today. Oh, no. Did you skip over your treats? God damn it. No, I gotta focus. No, honey. You can't just go do... That doesn't... You can't do that. God damn, she's so smart. God, no. Hold up. Fuck. Did you see her do that? Could you see her behind me? Hashtag clip that. Clip. Did you see her jump up on the desk behind me and knock over her treats? No. That's not how that works. Excuse me. Oh, wait, I'm dry for the first one. I shouldn't have bark skinned that. The cat affix. I will show the build after this. It's also linked in the Discord if you want it. What do I have for the first one? Just Lunar Beam? Okay, it'll be enough. I have to hold this Lunar Beam, though. No, hold up. Ah, God damn it. This is the orange cat affix. It's the orange cat. This is the orange one. Hi, honey. Did you not actually get the box to open? Are you very upset about this? Because it seems like you're very upset right now. Hi, Lacus. One of my cats just knocked over her treats. She's now sliding it across the room. Holy, if I die to this boss because of this, we have this key. No, honey, no. Cat, honey, no. You can't. That's not how this works. I will give you some in a little bit. Oh, I gotta get my puddle. Don't take my puddle. I know I can hear you meowing. I can hear you. You're very upset about the fact that I just... Oh, no, I'm gonna die. Barkskin. No. I'm alive. No, honey. I know. I see you. You're so cute. I see you, but I gotta time this key first. Can you wait? Like, we have... How much time is left, do you think? 3 minutes? Can you wait 3 minutes, honey? I'll give you some treats. It's okay. No, listen. No. I gotta focus. I'm out of SI chargers. I got nothing left. Oh, I'm getting stunned. No. Oh, shit. Like, I don't even have a plan for this. What am I doing for this next Thunder Blast? Oh, fuck. Lunar Beam. Natural Resilience Shield. Help. Lunar Beam's up. Thank God. I'm not playing this boss very well right now. Okay. Let me drag him over here. Everyone else on my team is working super hard. I know, honey. I know. Wait. There's not a lot of puddles left. Is there even enough? Please let me take this one. Please. No! Fuck you guys. God damn. Let me get the puddle. Let me take one of the puddles. I have bark skin. I will live. Stop taking my... Hi, honey. Oh my God, this is so chaotic at the end of this key. I hear you. Yes, you are super cute. I know. And you're rubbing against my leg and you're headbutting me. And you are adorable. However, I am in a high-pressure situation. I'm doing my best. We have it. I can't troll the boss. Honey, no, wait. Listen. It's okay. I will give you treats momentarily. Let me just position this boss here so I don't fall off the edge. Yeah. She just chilling. Hold up. SI here. The cat is using... See if I can change that. Listen. The cat is trying to use psychology or whatever. No. Remember what I told you about the puddle? Yeah, I know. So, like, this one is mine. Like, please. I can just soak it with bark skin every time, but still. That's mine. No, bad DPS. Yeah, thank you, DPS. Okay. And I'm going to bring it back over here. Holy shit. Our single target is not as high as our AoE, so our bosses are taking a while. Our timer is fine right now, but it's not like it's that fine, to be honest. Okay. Hi, lovable one. I know, you're so cute. So, anyways, this cat, she is not feeling very well. We've taken her to the vet a bunch, and she has medicine that she's taking. And the medicine basically makes her feel youthful again. She's 14 years old, and she was more of a grumpy old lady before, but now she's kind of chilling. but because she's feeling feisty again because the medicine is helping her so much, like, she is so... she's like a handful now. she's like feeling like a kitten again. All right, one more Sparks, and then I will give you treats, okay? Yeah. I'm just going to drag... okay, one of these puddles for sure has to do it, right? Okay, good job, GG's. Holy cat affix at the end. All right, GG's. Ooh. GG's. Not that bad. Yeah, we had plenty of time. Actually, play that key a little bit cleaner and a little bit better route, and we would have that easier. GG's. Holy cat affix at the end. She... her treats is trying to open the box now. Okay, honey, would you like some treats? You want to show everybody your really cute treats? Come here. Come on, Juju. Come here. Yes, I know. I know you were working so hard for them. Come on, honey. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah, here you go, honey. Here you go. Here you go. All right, ready? Watch how smart she is. Hold up. Wait. I'll give you a treat in a sec. Look how smart she is. Look. Ready? Juju, sit. Okay. The other cat is screaming outside my door because he hears the treats. Ready? Up. Good girl. You see? She's a very smart cat. Juju, up. Yes, good girl. She knows other commands too, actually. Here. Juju. Paw. Good girl. Look how smart she is. It never ceases to amaze me. Up. Good girl. Oh, I'm so feisty. Here you go, honey. What is the overall? The overall looks like this. Oh. Let me get the other cat for you as well. Oh, what made you thinking, man, think of the AoE and then bosses take 5 minutes? Right. I taught my cat to punch these as a kid, and now he refuses to do them. That's one of the cats, Yuzu. Or, sorry, Yu. Let me show you the other cat, because he's screaming outside the door right now. This is the build I'm playing with. The overall in that key looked like this. That's the overall. Come on, honey. Come here, Cookie. Come on. Oh, I'm sorry, Cookie, come here. Come on, Cookie. So that was Juju. This one's Cookie. Come here, Cookie. Ooh. This is Cookie. And he's a little overstimulated today because we took him on a walk earlier. But this one is the cuddle bug. She is a cat that you respect. This one, the cuddle bug. Delicious. Delicious. Oh, no, good. I love this cat. He's such a chill cat. I've literally never met a cat as chill as this one. Good night, Zoolandis. Allow Cookie to say goodnight to you. Here. This is a cookie butt goodnight. Good night. Hi, Arson. Hi. This one, okay, so this is not the one. In the middle of that last boss, the orange cat jumped on that, knocked over the treat box, and was chasing it around my room. This one's Cookie. Hi, Cookie. Good night, Arson. GG's. I'm glad we got a few of those keys. He just wants attention. Yep. He's falling asleep now, by the way. This one is just a little baby. Good night, Arson. I'll see you next time. You want some treats, buddy? Come here. Here. I'll give you some. Don't let the orange cat fool you. She already got treats. Voila. No, wait, no, you already got some. You erased him. Come here, Cookie. Cookie, come here. These are for you. You already got a whole bunch of treats, and you know you did. You already got fun. You can have some more. Okay, hold up. Let me show you one cool cat thing. I know, Arson, you gotta go. But if you're here from Arson's stream, I'm imagining you like cats. Look at this. She can do even more if she wants treats, okay? Up, up. Juju, up, up. Good girl. This is the intelligence of a 14-year-old cat. Juju, paw. Focus. Paw. Good girl. She knows tricks. Smart cat. Up, up. No, Cookie. Okay, so she's the smart one, basically. Of the two, she's the smart one. His name is Cookie because that's how many brain cells he has. He's not that... There ain't much thought behind those eyes, to be honest. He's just very cute. Okay. Yes, you can all have some treats, but then after this, if we do more keys, you cannot be in the room. Okay. If I leave that there, you can't knock it off. That's the deal. I'm looking at you. You can't knock it off. Looking at you. Okay. Yes. But Cookie, basically, he does not have a lot of thoughts behind the eyes, to be honest. All right. Rain, what you up to? What 23 did we get from that? 23 hauls. 23 hauls is chill maybe tomorrow. Yep. Time for sleep. Good luck. Good luck, Sonny. I hope you have a great night. I'm going to decide what I'm going to do now. Because part of me wants to log over to beta and play some beta. Yeah, 23 hauls is pretty chill. It's morning here. What classes are doing the most damage on beta, in your opinion? On pre-patch, sorry. On pre-patch, what do you think is actually doing the most right now? Almost 9 a.m. here. Are you up early, Heels? Wait. Are you in EU? For some reason, Heels, I kind of thought that you were American. Are you not? Wait. Oh. I don't know why. I just sort of assumed. Ah, my bad. Fair enough. So Heels, by the way, 28 I don't think this is bad damage. Like, what do you think? Honestly, honest opinion, it's not the most Giga Guardian Druid damage build, but that felt pretty fine, right? Single target was obviously much lower, but overall, how do we feel about this? And I'm immortal. I'm very tanky. What do you think? I feel like it's playable at the very least. I think if we're all pushing 23s, maybe I'd have to swap. Mostly for single target reasons. Wow. It is 3:45 p.m. here, by the way. Yeah. I've seen other tanks do significantly more. Not significantly more, but a fair bit more. Oh, are you a furry? Oh, sorry, I missed that, Nox. You sent that message 14 minutes ago. Nox, I don't know if you're still there, but absolutely I am. Well, I wouldn't say that I'm a furry, but at the same time, I wouldn't say that I'm not. You know what I mean? But I'm definitely not like, here. There we are. I don't know what would make you think that I'm a furry. I just don't know what about this says furry, you know? I don't know where you would get that idea from. Right? What? It's only 12:45 a.m. So basically, we have East Coast Vartris. You're on the East Coast then. 3 hours previous to me. That's no. That's not East Coast. That's actually West Coast. That's West Coast timing. Heals for Cash is apparently a Brit, and then yeah, right, West Coast timing. Vantris is West Coast. Gotcha. All right. Let me tell Rain, see him tomorrow. GG's, by the way. Not really. Cool, up to nice. All right. Let me tell Sam also. I don't know if Sam is in stream. Thanks for hanging out, man. I think I want to go do beta right now. Does anybody want to play beta? How wide a range of viewers? I think that the time I stream is just really awkward because I stream in my afternoon. I have work my early morning and my late night, you know? Also, there is some relative drama. Would you guys like to know about the WoW drama? First of all, let me just say GG's, by the way. Thanks for King. Thanks for King. They were having the time of their life with their own style of play. Where? Oh, I had an amazing experience with bears. I'll tell you about the drama in a second. It's basically about the high Mythic Plus boosting is rampant because somebody updated the spreadsheet for all the people who got carried to title, which is, I want to look at it and read the comments at least. But, heals. I got to play with Marcellian at one point on beta, right? I had logged over to beta and Marcellian was there. His way of looking at bear talents, I had literally never heard before. No, I'm not going to name and shame the drama. I will name and shame the title people. That's fine. We can read that together. But it was more that I was healing him, and it wasn't a very high beta key, and he just went like this. This is on beta, but our talents are now the same. And he goes like this. He's like, I really like bear. I've been playing bear for a long time. Let me read through. He didn't actually look at a build or whatever, okay? He didn't look at anything like this. He had a starter build. Everything was empty on his tree. And he was reading through things, and he went like this. So I'm going to be an arcane bear. What I want to be able to do is take all the arcane talents. He's like, this looks physical. Why would I play this? That's like a paw. There's no way. That's like for physical bear. I'm not going to play that. I'm going to play, that one looks better. We want like this one. That's a moon. 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 That looks like moon. That's moon. Okay, and I guess we have one talent point left over, so why don't we put that? That looks kind of physical. I mean, what? I guess we want Blood Frenzy. We could play Blood Frenzy, okay. And then he went, apply changes, and he just straight up went, I'm Ascended. And then he goes, I want to try the physical bear. He did the same exact thing, where his way of choosing talents, he didn't know what was powerful or not. He just straight up went, he goes like this, and he goes, oh, this is a choice node. We want this one. He goes, Park's going to increase it. Oh, I love max health. This one's great. I'm going to choose Ward of the Forest for sure. I definitely want like 20% extra max health. That's amazing. I'm going to take that. So he goes like this, and then he goes, okay, we need like ones. We need raise, and then I want all the physical talents. So I don't want any of this. I just want to go like physical. And I was listening to this, and I had never heard that perspective on talents ever. I literally couldn't fathom it. I was actually just like, wait, can I make a suggestion? And he was like, don't worry about it. I want to figure this out for myself. And I was just like, you know what? You can send it, man. That's such a cool giga way to choose talents. And that is actually how I think a lot of people play. And it was actually eye-opening for me, and I'm very, very glad I got to play with him, and I would love to play with him again. And I want to hear him say, I want to hear his perspective on every class because of that. So it's actually such a different way. He didn't look for damage. He didn't look for what would be meta. He simply said, if I'm a Lune's bear, I play Moonfire talents, and if it's physical bear, I play physical talents. It's that simple. Nothing else. It was just a very straight, and I was like, that is exactly right. Yes, I know. And I think that a lot of people really, really, really go for class fantasy more than specific tuning talents. They don't think about what's max damage. They think about class fantasy. It's not about synergies. It's about what looks cool. I genuinely think that. And it was very, very interesting for me. Obviously, I'm not that sort of player. So me listening to that, I was like, wow, that is such an interesting way to look at the game. And I thought it was so cool. It actually physically made me want to play with him a bunch more. Don't look at the people who carried. All right, all I want to show you is this, okay? This is what I'm going to show you here. I don't think that's cringe, Gruzu. I think that's actually super cool. I think that if you think it's cringe, you represent part of the WoW community that is very, very loud, but is not actually representative of the WoW community. Because you got to remember that there are more people who run +2 to +10 range of keys than there are who run beyond +12. Better DPS without Apex and DOTC on 5 dart. I won't test on beta, but I did keys already. So if I log over to beta here, just because I'm cool to save my 23 hulls for tomorrow for people. This is the drama. I'll log over to beta here. Midnight beta. Okay, I like the midnight beta dungeons more than the War Within dungeons. Window capture. Make sure I do not leak Discord DMs. Somebody sent me a Discord DM earlier, and I was like, oh my god, that's a Twilight. And I definitely cannot share that photo with you. All I can tell you, the only context I can give you for the photo is that it was a Twilight. Which, if you don't know what that is, that's the race in Star Wars that is particularly attractive. Okay. What do I want to play on beta? I'm kind of feeling healing or DPSing. I actually think if I play beta, I kind of want to... Yeah, we know... Well, not necessarily, Shard. You only know that if you're a degenerate. So, Shard, I see why you and I might get along. Looking at you, Shard. All right. Maybe I'd heal on a priest or play DPS or something, Frost Mage. I don't mind playing whatever. Let me just take a look at what's going on. I don't know if the hotfix was applied here, but let's just log in. Degenerate as fuck. Here. We could play Guardian on beta too, but I just playing it on retail. All right, this. Now this is what we were looking at. This is what was linked to me earlier, and now I'm curious about it. Here. All right, today can do some beta. Your ping. No, it's okay. You know that I did that last key, and my ping was 265 today. That's normal for me, Heels. The beta ping is, do you know what's hilarious? My ping on beta is normally better. Well, right now it's 548, so not quite. But it's actually, I tend to have exactly the same ping, if not that's how I always play. When everybody logs into beta and they're like, yo, my ping. I'm like, dude, that's me literally every day of my life. Okay, I actually want to read this. Update number 2 was Season 3 of the War Within being over. The spreadsheet was updated once again. I've implemented a not-so-sophisticated way to identify likely boosters. Is it better? Because the problem is this was not very accurate before. Potential key sales and characters involved are available in the spreadsheets below. Spreadsheet link is under high traffic. I published it. You can use the link below. All right. Okay. This is in EU, using the example. All right. Ordinary players, likely buyers. So wait. They're basically just using this and they're tracking the score gap. It's basically saying if somebody is 4,000 IO and someone else is not 4,000 IO and they do a key together, the probability of the person with 2,000 IO being a buyer is pretty high. That's not 100% true, but that's give or take true. Does that make sense? That's how they calculate this list. Number of calendars, first progression keys, okay. Total high keys, homework keys. Quick guide on how to read these stats. We're roughly 25%. Is that the statistic? Is this how many people buy title? 25%. Wait a second. Hold up. Is it actually that bad? 25% of titles being bought? I can confirm at least 5 people on your list as buyers. So this person can apparently confirm at least 5 people. Okay, so the methodology is solid. There's another kind of buyer your list message, which is the pugged until pretty far right. And that is a bunch of people. A ton of people do this, where they'll actually pug and then they'll be like, I really just can't get the 21 Priory or the 20 Priory that I need, and then they buy that with gold at the end. There are a few I know which got their final keys like that, but are missing from the list. I don't think that those people should be counted, because at least they did actually get far enough. But the actual problem is, I wonder how many people buy like 17, 18 as well. Have bought it, makes the old keys a lot more accessible. True, true, true. I'm very curious about this. I do kind of want to know how much of the keys have actually been bought. I like how I could message a few people and be like, yo, did this person buy? Well, I can tell you this. You won't see my name on this list because I didn't get title. Can't be in the drama if you don't push score. All right, let's use on beta right now. Oh shit, Flame is on. Bet. Yo. Doing key? Doing any beta key? I was just talking about him. I would love to. Flame is on right now. Marcellian Flame is actually on right now. So's beta key? Doing high stuff? Doing stuffs? Hold up. Just how hard it is to get the keys to play. That's what I don't like about retail. I mean, there's a lot of things I don't like. One of them is that I would have DPS today heals, but I had to gear the characters. So on beta right now, you could be like, can you play Frost Mage? I'll be like, sure. Can you play this? Sure. Can I try this? Absolutely. Why not? Like, I can just, why not, you know? Okay, I will end the stream together. Unless Rain wants to come do beta. Whoops, why is my icon? Unless Rain wants to come do beta, that is. I can ask him. Hold up. If you're still going today, let me ask him. Wait, if you are still going today, I'm gonna do 2 beta keys. Flame, yo, bro, doing some video research, man? Okay, no problem. No problem. It was nice to see you on Brutal's pod. Jeez. Doing break at the moment, checking logs. Okay, so no one's actually doing beta. But yeah, on tomorrow. Probably do like one or more here and go to sleep. Okay. See you then. Resilient changes, to be honest, some people just don't find groups anymore to play very high keys. My problem, and what I've noticed, for what it's worth, is the hardest part of doing keys is literally finding them. That, to me, is the actual hardest part of doing keys. I would play more keys if I got the chance to do them. Haven't you noticed that? I'm an off-meta tank. If I play Guardian on live and that's my geared character, I'm an off-meta tank. So I don't actually even get to do the keys, unfortunately. That's, I feel like, my real issue with it, though. That's kind of funny. Oh, what's up, Semi? Semi, I missed your comment. I'm sorry. I'm always bad at that. Semi, hi, Semi. All right. Who dis? All right, bet. We can heal the terrace. What healer should I play if I'm going to heal the terrace? Not the easiest key to heal. I love to play Holy Priest. Really? Holy Priest, okay, heals. Holy Priest is better going into midnight. It actually got inadvertently buffed a ton. Can I explain why? This is a real thing. Holy Priest is legitimately actually good going into midnight. Now, here's why. It's not just the fact that Archon is a little bit buffed, etc. It's specifically because every healer lost their kick, so now you're not the only one without a kick, number one. Number two, all healers got their defensives pruned, and you did not lose your Desperate Prayer or your Flash Heal DR. So you are now kind of tanky. Like, actually just having straight up the Flash Heal 10% and the Fade DR plus Desperate Prayer, you are now kind of tanky. You're no longer that squishy, which is a big deal for Holy Priest, okay? Second, The new Archon playstyle is pretty decent. My only thought process is there is a world where you actually drop the last rank of the Apex talent, but I'm assuming that it's going to be buffed enough because it's very bugged right now. That's one of the problems with Holy Priest, is that when you get your Apex talent benediction, and this, for what it's worth to people, is what the Apex talent looks like, you will do 30% less healing with Flash. So I think that Oracle might be a little bit better once you get that fixed, but at the moment, I'm actually intentionally not trying to I'm not trying to proc this. So I do not use Prayer of Mending with this build. It is just straight up Archon, and you go Flash to this, boom. And then you build your Lightweaver stacks, you Prayer of Healing. It's pretty straightforward. But this represents a shift in healing philosophy. There's a third reason why Holy Priest might actually be a little bit better than it was, because right now it's like the worst healer. The third reason is that these keys are a little less one-shot oriented. And so healers that just do HPS have a little bit more value than healers that, like, you don't need the Disc Priest as much as you did, although Disc Priest is still better than Holy. So that does suck. You know. Check your talents. What talents? On the bear, did you send it to me on Discord? Let me see. Who this? I always, whenever I scroll over to Discord, the very first thing I do is make sure my screen record is not on. 3 buns HP still feels a bit bad, not gonna lie. The only problem with that is Bales. First of all, can I call you Bales instead of Balls? That feels better. Bales, have you played other healers on beta? It is 3 buttons, but so is everyone else. And it has give or take as much complexity as half the other healers right now. Mistweaver a bit. Okay, Mistweaver being the notwithstanding option. Mistweaver is a little bit more complex. Holy Priest is not that different. Like, Totemic Resto Shaman has less buttons. So it doesn't feel nearly as bad, I think. The fact that exists, though. Heals here. Oh, okay, bet. Solid name, to be honest. Inspect. Talents. What are you playing? Oh, so you're playing completely the opposite build. You're playing the Oracle Prayer of Mending Talents. I personally really like this. And you're not playing the Apex at all? I still feel like you got to play at least the Apex is so good. Like, all healing done increased by 12%, plus Cosmic Ripple is, I think it's too good to drop. But this is the Oracle build, yeah. When it's fixed, I think that even without it being fixed, as far as I know, the all healing done does actually matter still. I could be wrong on that, but as far as I know, the 12% all healing and Cosmic Ripple still applies at rank 2 for the second and third point. Not sure, though. Because of Benediction. When you play Oracle, you rely on Flash Heal a lot more, but if I heal this key, you'll notice I don't actually press Flash that often. You know? Yo. Long time no see. I feel like it's been forever. I haven't been on beta in a while. Imagine having being the new power feature of the expansion and not using it. So they will tune. The idea is, you're absolutely right, Lacuz. Most likely they will tune every Apex talent to 100,000% be used. Like, it's almost for sure that things getting buffed. I can't see a world where you don't play it. I don't think so. Also, Sam, fucking, are you still awake? I have to send you something, but I can't show anyone else. Hold up. Sam, what I'm about to send you is a core memory. I don't know if you can hear me, but if you can't, this is going to come without a lot of context. When I was, give or take, I was young. I won't disclose the age here. I was old enough, let's put it that way. But I went to, and I worked at a cosplay club one day. And I got to meet somebody who fundamentally changed the course of my, my thought process. Bet. Add photo, send photo. Done. Many, many years ago. If he's not on my stream, he's gonna be real. He's gonna be real confused by this photo. Yes, I at one time got to meet a real life Twi'lek, and it changed something in me. It certainly, if not changed something in me, it certainly confirmed something in me. Because it was one of the only times in my entire life that I was truly speechless. I had literally no words. I was trying to say something, and I was like, and your name be my name, my name's the what your name. I was like fucking, I could not talk, man. It had never happened to me before. I'm a pretty confident person, but in that moment, I lost all semblance of my humanity. Yeah, yeah, MRT. It's a formative memory. Let's put it that way. It's something core in the back of my reptilian brain. I have literally never forgotten. Yup. I've actually shared the photo before on Discord, but I won't share it now. I'm like suspicious about sharing it now. I could share it not on stream, but I could put it in Discord at the very least. Amazing. You know, eventually I'm gonna have to get a UI. I'm not really looking forward to it. Eventually I'm gonna have to. Not yet. Yo, hold up. Wait a second. That's right. This playlist, I'm not supposed to let this play. This is Kitty's playlist. Wait, Kitty, didn't I tell you I had a bunch of stuff to do today? What was I supposed to do today? Can you remind me? Void Thrower. Who's Void Thrower? Who this? Oh, it's random. Take Void. Yeah, what's up, random? Aha! Aha! I'm back on beta. Random found me here. Gym, work, etc. Yeah, but wasn't I supposed to do one other thing as well? That I told you I was like, oh, today's going to be a busy day. We're going to do some edit. I mean... do I have to do video editing? I want to try it on beta now. So, Devour beta is much better. Simply because of this. No cheesecake till you finish editing. Now, listen, I would love to follow the rules. Unfortunately for you and for me, I have already had cheesecake today. I needed a snack. Yes. Let's see how late it is. It's 4 o'clock for me right now. Debating. Oh, we filled the key. Well, Heels, do you like Twi'leks? A nap date? Dude, that does sound pretty good, actually. I could go for a strong nap. That's a good argument, to be honest, but instead of that, I will play Holy Priest for 1 key. I feel like it. Do I like what? Twi'leks. Yeah, I'm just willing to send this photo. I feel like it's such a core memory for me. I want to be able to send it to everyone, but it's kind of a private Discord DM moment. It's one of those, I'm a DM you this, but I won't post it publicly. What? What's that? Sus? Ah, well, if you don't know, you don't know. Some people, all I can tell you, Heels, is this. Some people are members of culture, and other people are uncultured swines. I'm not sending them that sussy. It's not that sussy of a photo. I am fully dressed. I'm fully dressed. Yep, that's you. All right, fair enough. Oh, I'm tired. Listen. Wait. Like Ahsoka Tano. Correct. It's basically Ahsoka Tano. Except that I met a real life version of this at a club when I was younger. I do one beta key. I'll probably go back beta soon, though. That lady in Star Wars. Correct. It is a Star Wars reference. I'm tired. What music are we listening to today? Play this. Oh, we're doing the Invis strat again. I've seen this. Okay. Do 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 do. You guys like my plunger? I feel like a Dalek. Nope. I did not, Daedalus. Oh, thank you for the resub earlier, by the way. I saw that. No, I'm not feeling this music. All right. What music is the best music to vibe to? Vibing. I am turning off the YouTube stream for what it's worth. Yeah, it kind of is a squill issue. Holy shit. English, man. Can we speak Thai instead for the rest of the stream? Hey, although I'm going to turn off YouTube stream for a bit because there's no music there. I need good music. Hold up.